Well, this will be a day of interesting questions, I'm sure.
Coming back round.
Why, oh why, did we have to take villagers with us? Not the Madari enough. It's been glances here, gazes there. All I needed was rest. Well, here we are back at the institution. Be glad not to see the arse of that witch any further.
Definitely the only body we're carrying back is the witch.
I gotta remember to actually crouch down a little bit when it comes to this stupid
Don't hit your head now.
I shall have to do a better job on the corpse next time. If I had to stare at that arse any longer on this fucking journey, I think I'd have gone insane.
Yes. Perhaps you should have just froze it off.
The thought had occurred.
Okay. We can just cross it without dying horribly.
Gods know what Malik needs to do about the thing, but is what it is.
From here.
Did he need it intact?
Yes, he specifically requested it.
I see.
The body, not the arse.
Yes.
Let's hope so.
He's a mysterious man.
Well, that would bring some questions ahead.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Have you?
All the other ones that got injured, I remain perfectly fine. I don't care.
Yes, I
don't question that.
Not
Better not ask.
Feeling
Got bit in my legs, so.
uninjured.
Okay, starting to stink.
Yeah, good mate.
Right, well, the students have returned. I have work to do.
Smell should not be a concern.
Oh, I don't like that.
And I think you need to take a shower.
It was already horrible alive. And that...
I'm going to stay like
Oh, wait.
I didn't mean any offense, sir. Apologies.
Alright, okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Wasn't it 3?
Mordred, good Marquis. Are you the ones who are going to be looking after our new guests, or,
I'll be leaving you.
I believe so, yes.
I see, I just wanted to make sure they were being attended to. Very kind of you both.
Come on, Del. You can do it.
Where's your third fall?
Sure, he's right behind us.
Right.
Sweet.
Well,
Quick.
this is-
Chancellor.
That is,
I'm hungry.
One frosted harpy mutant.
Talk about it right now.
Avi, looks like you're up.
Gotcha.
Okay.
At least it doesn't stink.
It should be mild, but
I must admit, Nella, I'm impressed with your ice magic, considering it can last this long.
I'm impressed you've been able to keep that thing next to your head for such a long period of time.
I know. Yeah, by after an hour, you kind of seem to forget about it. It's like an extra limb, you know?
Yes, well, I do hope it hasn't rusted the armor too much.
I hope not either. I'll have to double check. So yes, Chancellor, this is for you.
Keep an eye out for
I'm not really sure whether or not
Professor Marquis Scalia.
you want this now or later.
Malik.
For
Actually, if we could
God's sake, get that arse out of my head. Nice.
medical wards.
Usually can
Just a
tell
place
which
for that.
ones are serious.
Of course.
There are 2 days
I'll
between
be waiting on
sessions.
your mark then.
Seems good, seems good.
Excellent.
While on the ground, you should come here
actually,
faster than Marquise. Understand?
Would you take some of the
Is he wearing some sort of backless vest? What on earth?
Yeah?
Drozens.
They also likely will be
Why wear anything at all, Malik, honestly?
Find out what's going on, right? Captain's got to
It's important to just
process
everything.
Alright.
You only speak when spoken to.
So, give me an extremely quick debrief.
Oh, well, here are our new arrivals.
Of the entire mission?
Yes.
Alright.
31 left.
Well, I dare say my work here is done.
The necromancer is
No standing around.
entries across the board. The plan of action didn't work as planned. The out is burnt by Bellacosa. The caverns.
I don't know. That was always the plan, Tal.
Professor Neller?
Yes, what is it?
Can I ask you something?
No.
It's regarding the Necromancer.
Fine. What is it?
Do you know a lot about, I guess, necromancers, or why they do what they do, particularly?
It's, as much as anyone else knows. I just know more of the particulars than most. Why? What is it?
Do you know why a necromancer would want to abduct a child? Specific child?
Oh, yes, absolutely. You're familiar now with soul jars, in some essence, right? They're collections of life force of mana signatures. So it follows, though I am nowhere versed in their creation, younger souls with more life to live are more potent batteries. Why?
That hut was less than very
Dead necromancer coming through.
Say, hypothetically, if there was, a group of people, mainly women and children, a necromancer would want to take as many of those souls as possible, right?
Correct. It's part of one of the uglier aspects of an already terrible thing. The young...
Can you think of any reason why they would want to kill all of them except for one?
That is curious. But I take it you're talking of a specific event. This is a very particular line of questioning.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. You have had dealings with necromancers in the past, I take it?
Just one brief encounter.
I see. There are multiple methods of necromancy, and each of them are peculiar. There are the traditional method involving soul jars, and there are more, or perhaps less, primitive methods involving the use of elemental magic. I believe something to do with the body. Malik is a more potent person to ask on this subject than myself. But necromancers are typically isolated. They covet their knowledge. Paranoia keeps them alone. I'm afraid this is a long way of saying that no, I have no idea why they would want to keep one alive. Unless...
You said that elemental magic huh?
No, a thought occurs. Powers of the occult are often empowered, gathered. One can enhance their own occultic aura with expressions of cruelty, such as their domain. Much the same as one can learn fire magic and learn to understand and resonate with the fire of Estrella more by conducting in fighting, aggressiveness, assertive activities. So too can one empower oneself through suffering, if one wishes to learn and manifest a occultic aura. It's quite possible that the only reason they left the child alive is simply to torture it and subject it to whatever cruelty they could bring to bear.
I see. That's awful.
Yes, it's not a pleasant thing. It's why occultic is looked down upon, almost internationally. Unfortunately, it's a power which is intoxicating to many and, well, with many grand ambitions in mind, or even simple ambitions such as this one, keeping their family alive. It's very easy to justify means to ends, if you are delirious.
I see. You said that elemental magic can be used somehow to...
I've only heard whispers of it.
Abilities?
It's a ghastly thing. Back when I was working in ASICS, we were experimenting with the early days of etheric research. I believe that much the same practice that goes into Necromancy can indeed be applied to a human corpse if one was suitably sick in the head. Though why you'd want to is another matter entirely.
Thank you, Professor.
Luca.
That's all the questions I had.
Yes, sir?
Is there something you need to tell me?
I don't know.
Well, when you do, come and find me. Anyway, I have work to do. Have a very pleasant day.
Yes, sir.
Since I didn't realize I had the music on in the world. I'll have to go turn that off. I shall be quick about it then. Gonna go and get that. I'll need world audio on. Running through the spawn.
I don't know what caused that. That's a bug to tell Taylor about, I guess.
Did you just teleport back to the? Did you just teleport back to the spawn?
Yeah, but the music doesn't turn back off.
Ah,
So
shit.
it's
Right.
Yeah.
I swear I pressed the button, so it wasn't just me.
Yep, it turns off and then something just happened mid-RP and it turned back on.
Interesting.
It happened with the date change. I don't know what happened.
That's just pathed incorrectly then. It's just a toggle that's been set up wrong.
Yeah, happened to me too.
I cannot turn it off at all.
Oh no!
Oh well.
No!
There we go.
Okay, whatever.
That's today's scuff. There are worse problems to have.
All of a sudden it flipped to evening.
And then it is bright yellow. It is yellow sun outside.
Yeah.
You can find all of the songs that I'm using at the moment in the Discord, in the music suggestions channel. There's a particular document which contains all of the different bits and pieces. But either way, we must go on. A suitable morning gathering.
Very kind and gracious.
That could have, this situation could have gone very, very wrong very quickly. And they don't seem to see the seriousness of that.
Thank you, and good to see me. I don't get out and make a coffee.
Succeed.
Ah, well, I already asked the dentist since we're well rested. So perhaps you can assist Morgan. Sure. We're most grateful.
Marquis, Professor Acteris, if you do see Malik before would you do me the kindness of informing him that the bell appears to be facing certain problems today? I fear many will not be able to hear it.
Very well, we shall let him know.
Thank you. Just passing the message along.
Professor Neller. Oh, hey. You want another cookie? No, you say. Oh, you already gave him one, right?
I give him my one.
Professor Neller, you want a cupcake?
I'm afraid I would love to, Kiki, but perhaps another time. May I speak to you later on today if you are not otherwise impaired?
Their pride and overconfidence.
He's gonna offer all the other students cookies because I made one for they.
No worries, you may find me in your own time.
Alright.
The best I can offer and hope fails. I'll get one of
How does it?
Got them right
Not sure yet. Not usually one for sweets, so...
Doesn't get that water going.
He's holding a little basket full of cookies.
You discussed this with
Thank you.
It would be rude.
Very much.
Excuse me, Beth.
I want to give everybody just a little moment to catch their breath before I dump another serious thing on them.
Ooh, chuggy in there. Didn't like that. Fucking... Ah, VR chat. We love it so. There we go. So I did think there might be something wrong with my graphics card. But hey...
Me personally, I'm from Favira.
Ah, Favira, my apologies.
Knock, knock,
It's
knock.
understandable that you will be against such practices. Come in.
Hello.
Thank you. I thought I could hear voices in here. Just a quick one. Good, Counselor. I believe that there is something wrong with the bell today. Many may struggle to hear it. Just, passing the word over.
I see.
Very good. I take it you're, elucidating the others as to the mystery of why it is you needed this wretched thing.
Yes, I'm going to be studying it For it's the effect of occultic energies on the enlightened body over long periods of time.
I see.
Perhaps it could help elucidate some mysteries when it comes to such things as the devouring.
Indeed, I had wondered if they mutated some form of resistance. Could indeed be worthy. But I hope whatever secrets you find don't involve quite so many of us looking like that by the end of the day. Either way, very good. Thank you again.
Don't be the students.
And personally, trust the Chancellor in this endeavor.
Yes, as do I, implicitly. Thank you again for going through the trouble of carrying it. It must have been an awful bother.
It was. But that's what we do.
Indeed.
Quite all right.
Well, the business is done now, and hopefully some good can come of this cursed affair. Even so, in the lieu of a bell, then, are there activities that are planned for today?
Yes, actually, we will be doing sorting.
Oh, yes, I suppose it will make sense to get the new students in as quickly as possible.
Yes, it'll be very good. I hope to see all the professors there to give their well wishes.
Very, very good then. So, in 10, is it, or?
First, I'm going to have a debrief with the team captains.
Interesting. Would you mind if I was present for that? I'm very curious as to what they took from the entire affair.
Yes. Yes, considering you were there, I hope you would fill in any gaps that they happen to miss.
I'm very interested in what gaps they leave, personally, but yes, of course I will fill in any holes as they may appear.
I'd personally also ask for that right to just personally hear what the students have to say as well.
Of course, of course.
A lot of thoughts on my mind. Discuss later on.
Well, we should be doing that pretty immediately, actually. We'll be doing that pretty immediately. I'll go hit the bell.
Very good, I shall follow on.
If all the team captains don't come, I'll use the earrings.
Is it to take place within your chambers?
We can do it inside the headmaster's office as usual.
Yes, as I thought. Thank you very much. I take it you've been introduced.
I didn't really hear the full conversation, but what was your plan?
So I can lock the door.
I'm sure he'll be with you shortly.
I would very much appreciate not being locked in here.
Right.
Yes, you wouldn't want to leave Mordred, of all people, in the morning. Man will probably have himself a snack. Hello, cat lover. That room was hell. I don't know what the fuck's up with it. It's probably because we're looking towards the staff room, which has always been a bit of a black hole.
Zuko wants to talk with us about something.
Alright, where?
We gotta go talk.
Could you let Zuko know that he's going to be expected for a debriefing shortly in the Chancellor's office?
Oh, like how shortly? Like now?
Like very shortly, like very close to now.
Okay, I'll tell him that our meeting will wait and he'll come talk to you first.
Very good. Shouldn't take long, hopefully. Why has he still got the goggles on? I swear that boy is a mystery. Oh well, I'm sure I'll see them run past. Yes. How may I help?
What are you up to?
I was simply waiting for the captain's debriefing that was going to be happening very shortly. I believe Malik is signaling them for a debriefing inside his office. You will be gathering in the Chancellor's office very shortly. Chancellor, sorry. I take it you know where it is? You've been there every morning. Very good.
Yeah. Told to go.
Ulysses, have you noticed anything strange about him?
I notice many things strange with many students.
All right. Well, anything particularly
Perhaps
like
specific.
relating to, I don't know, how he eats his breakfast or his insistence on wearing that hat?
Ah, his mouth.
Yes, his mouth.
It's rather fucked, isn't it?
It's pretty fucked, yes. Any inkling as
If you're
to...
asking about dentistry, I have no idea.
No, I'm saying that that's a remarkable set of gnashes. For, a human, wouldn't you say?
I suppose. I don't really care as long as he doesn't bite me. Or one of the students.
I'm simply curious. You know, I had one Luca come up to me not long ago, asking me very deep questions about the nature of necromancy. I don't suppose you've had any conversations with him to that effect?
No, not that I can remember.
Well, apparently he's had dealings with them in the past. And, yes, something that might be worth following up on. He is one of yours, after
Have a
all.
word with him. One of mine.
Indeed. Now, I shouldn't like to keep the counselor waiting.
Alright, perfect. Please sit inside. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Counselor.
Thank you kindly. Now, let's see how this room runs today. Oh, it's not as bad as it has been.
Alright, team captains. For those of you that went on the mission, congratulations for a successful stray into battle mission.
Well, nope, spoke too soon.
Now, I know I asked for a very, very quick debrief when some of you arrived, but now it is time for something a little more in depth, I think.
What?
The captains that went on the mission, please step forwards.
Well, I just about figured that out. Bloody hell.
So,
Why is this room so bad?
what could you tell
Literally,
me
why?
how the mission went? What went wrong? What went well?
Well, for starters, sir, we began by going with the usual plan of going in the hut and having a conversation with the necromancer to trick her into believing that she was going to be recruited at the school.
Don't mind me.
After that, after some time, we got her to finally drink the tea that Mr. Bombadil had prepared. Unfortunately, though, she had immediately understood that it was some kind of drug and started attacking. Everyone fell into their own position and began the attack against the undead.
Well, not quite everyone.
There were more that we expected. However, I believe it was more than 15, probably. Something along
That many. I was focused on the woman herself.
But everything went smoothly with some very minor injuries. The one that did cause a lot more injuries, however,
You're
was
almost a full-on sick.
mission. As Professor Neller has told you already, the cave was much bigger than we thought, and while we did manage to set off the bomb correctly and attack anything that went out, we had to go back in and create some formations on the spot to push through the whole cave. There were some injuries, however, in the very end, everyone came out pretty much fine. Everyone has been healed to full health, or at least able to walk around without any issues.
Good, excellent. Aqua, is there anything you'd like to add?
Is there indeed?
No, everything Zuku said is pretty much the in-depth version of it. Though, during the end of the Necromancer, I went out of line and spoke out against Neller when I shouldn't have. Perhaps I have a lack of understanding of the situation and was a bit rash. So, I'd just like to mention my shortcoming.
What was this yelling about then? What did you disagree with?
I referred to your orders of bringing back the Necromancer for experimentation to be similar to what the Necromancer is doing, or rather did.
Run that by me again, Avi.
So it wasn't just me.
The Necromancer, what they did and what you told me when we had a conversation. Similar of what your orders of experimenting on her.
So would you say the same thing if Zuko died and I asked his body to be taken back, to be researched, to help keep other people alive in similar situations in the future? And that is as bad as necromancy to you? Fucking idiot. Luca, anything to report?
I'd like to add something about the mayor, sir.
Of course.
After the professors spoke to him and told him that they'd destroyed the Necromancer's hut, he seemed annoyed, and he played it off as sort of being annoyed that they went ahead and without his approval to burn down a hut in the middle of the forest on his land. But I don't know, something felt off about him. It seemed like he was upset that the Necromancer was gone. And I know that there were rumors around the town that they had struck some kind of a bargain. That's all I have to report that hasn't already been, sir.
Interesting. Thank you. Tell Karas.
Yes, Chancellor. I only have additional information regarding my team to add and failures personally. If it is not important to the mission report, then it can be saved for a private affair, unless you'd like me to state openly.
Please state openly. Failures on the mission or something that can affect everybody on the mission?
Very well. During our assault on the Necromancer, our team was supposed to act as a bug-out team, per se, to provide evacuation for the infiltration squad that aimed to give the poison to the Necromancer. Instead, we were ambushed from both the front and the back. The struggle we faced was not so much handling the undead, but hoping...
Man, Zuko, you're really struggling. Just don't use full of your body, bro.
Whilst we managed to recover from the situation, orders were not relayed, and none of us managed to listen, whether my voice was not loud enough or perhaps panic too strong. Of a emotion to take over my team, we failed to do our duty in that particular part of the mission. Instead, we reserved to fighting undead and fighting for our own lives.
Interesting.
The caverns, I believe as a leader, whilst I kept stock of my own team's resources and tried to do what I could in allocating healing, I personally took too much of a role at the back despite it being given to me. I could have done much more with my team on the front lines than I could have sitting at the back comfortably with Galeb and the others as we watched the rear. I always feel there was more I could have contributed instead of looking after perhaps my own.
That's a fucked quest one, that is.
There is many things to learn from all of that. First and foremost, plans rarely survive first engagement with the enemy. Especially when there is a lot more enemy than you are prepared for. So let that be a lesson on emergency situations, and that is something you and the rest of your squad can train for in the future. Always keep an eye on the people that are relying on you.
It's becoming really distractingly funny.
In this particular instance, it was the team that was in.
Zuko.
But thankfully, they had.
By the gods, Zuko, are you incapable of standing still? If you did any more of a dance, I dare say... Never mind. My apologies. It was becoming frustrating. Scratch yourself in front of the Chancellor again. In such an open and... Who teaches these people manners? For God's sake!
I believe that's technically supposed to be you and Octavian.
Well, in that case, we'll see you later. Make sure you clean your balls first, you fucking animal.
Alright. Now, is there anything else that I should know that went down on the mission that the team captains would like to bring forward?
No, sir. There's something similar that Alcrest mentioned. I don't know when the witch... Sorry. When we went in for the stealth, when the witch was engaging, I noticed about a good portion of my team was not with us when we were supposed to stand with Yuki. I do also feel like we fell out of formation, out of panic.
Still fluffing my words. You can tell I'm tired. I've been really out of sort the last couple of days.
Went AWOL in the middle of the mission?
Yeah, I only noticed because I was with Yuki herself. I'm sure she could also mention who was with her.
Who went missing?
I didn't see Gil or Mari, though I do believe I did see Ram and Ural closer, present to some degree.
Alright, if there's nothing more for the team captains to report, could I have the professors that went on the mission? Please elucidate me on anything that might have been skipped over.
I believe the most of it was covered. I would like to thank you, Avi, as well as you, Telkaras, for being forward with your individual failings. I will note that Team Ignis was markedly slower to, how shall we say, respond to commands than the other two in between, who are much faster overall. I believe there is a much broader conversation to be had on the nature of Team Aqua another day. I would also like to comment on Luca's insight in regards to the mayor. We said that the cavern was larger than expected. The thing was an entire bloody mine. There was evidence of equipment and such about the place. I refused to believe that the mayor was not pre-armed with this information and refused to elucidate us on it. He seemed, well, a more ungrateful man you've never seen. He was very concerned about the death of the necromancer, the destruction of the hat, and more besides. I dare say next time we're hearing from him, we may need to, well, do something about it. But I did let him know our suspicions.
Hey, you can amicably be of volume.
twin or not?
Keep it down, you're hurting my ears. It's a little loud.
Can you please do that somewhere else?
Less loudly.
We're having a meeting down here.
I'll yell less loudly.
Well, what a thin.
I think that Nil is just very loud.
Oh, is that Nil, is it? Which...
Yes.
That's one of the new students, yes?
Yes. It is.
Oh, poor Terror and Umbra, bloody hell.
Chancellor, there was another point about the town. It did seem as if the mayor was not the one fully in control of his people. The guard captain seemed to command much more authority than he did.
Interesting to know.
I need more expressions.
I would like to ask the students if they notice the same.
I didn't notice anything with the guard captain, ma'am. I didn't interact.
Did any of you interact with the guard captain? A figure of substantial authority in the town?
Yes, I did, at the entrance and shortly before our departure. I shared a few words with her, but it was announced we were to be leaving shortly. But they did seem to hold a significant degree of...
I'm going to destroy this child.
...in how they acted.
I will kill you, Zuko. I will flay your corpse.
Perhaps, so I saw no further into it.
You see. Dear, it's good information there.
Just like Nell said, she did seem to have a lot of power. However, I've never seen the both of them together much, so I can't really tell who was the one giving orders and who wasn't.
Right. But in the future, we will focus a lot of our energy on the God Captain. If she holds this much respect amongst the people of Linvale, that is something we should be greatly aware of.
Ah, yes, another military coup. A Pelvendor favorite.
Very much this information. Octavian!
Oh, can we leave this room, please? Can we please leave this
One of
room?
the things that I would like to discuss would be when I, well, dare I say, train the teams again. Not right now, Chancellor, if that's all right.
Good to know, good to know. Miss Bellacosta.
Everything has already been covered. I'm
Well, thank you for subscribing, Zarkai. Very cool of you.
Yes,
7 months,
I
bloody
need
hell.
To incinerate every single child and egg dreadworm I found in the cave. We shan't be seeing any more of them.
Good, glad to hear. So, by the end of tonight, I want a written write-up of what happened. I want to know anybody that stood out as doing anything great. Anybody who did their job exceptionally well, I would like to know. And excuse me. Anyone who did their job exceptionally poorly, I would like to know. But for now, I would give you, say, 10 minutes to speak with your teams, and then gather in front of your doors. We will be doing a sorting ceremony.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Roger. Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you would like to say before you are dismissed?
I'd just like to thank the faculty for allowing me to come on this mission. all things considered, and allow me to gain some experience in the field.
Of course. Zuko.
Sir, I would like to ask, who came to take back Lyra?
I believe it was her family.
I see.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this kind of thing happens.
Of course.
Well, you are all dismissed then. I'll see you in 10 minutes in front of your dorms.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You need help, Del?
No, I'm fine.
Good morning, Mordred.
Carry myself.
Greetings, Malik. I have some
Yes.
unfortunate news to bring to you.
Oh no.
Mr. Nil and I guess Emma will be included, came into the medical wing and started touching some powders. No, I know I was kind of panicking about whether or not they were a dangerous sort. I think they're going to.
Most
I
of
guess,
them that are out in the open are not, but
I think they're
they
under
weren't
the
eating.
idea that they're gonna live their best life if they die today.
Alright, I'm gonna go beat
Chancellor,
them
may I
up.
be excused?
Of course. I need to go deal with this.
Chancellor, we do need to speak after you're done with that.
Well then.
Of course.
I could simply put him down. No?
Yeah, this isn't the first time this happened.
You mean someone breaking into the medical ward to get the drugs?
You
It's high or die right now. I don't know.
Exactly, that's what I need to
Alright, then
speak
you just
Okay.
we gotta keep pressure up.
Well,
Sure.
Emma,
Oh.
Emma with the... Emma,
Go get some food. Hold on, I have to solve.
Ventus.
Or just coconut spices. That might be delicious.
Oh man, I was supposed to need some good coordinating.
Offer still stands. I can put him down.
Where did Emma go? God
I want some
damn it.
more of that corn.
It's
I'm gonna go get her.
Hmm.
Quickly, please.
Get your ass over here.
Good morning.
Good morning. I believe there's to be a sorting of some sorts shortly, so try not to wander far.
Yes, we're all
actually
moving
heading
into
to
the
the
dorms
dorms
now,
right now.
Professor.
Very good.
I never said that, but I appreciate the gesture.
It was very much implied, wasn't it? Professor Octavian,
Yes.
good morning. Do you want a cupcake?
I would. Anything in there that I should be worried about?
No, it's just a normal vanilla cupcake. Nothing special.
Are we sure? Alright, sure. Thank you.
I'm not the person to ask, I'm afraid.
You're welcome.
Alright, thank you. I will, have this cupcake. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Gonna offer to the rest of the staff.
I'll,
I've never eaten one of her cupcakes. I have never eaten anything since attending the school. Though, we've already had one
That's
break into the
understandable.
medical cabinet.
Yeah, that was a little concerning to hear. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I walk past that individual, Nil, his name?
Yes.
There's something off about that guy.
Oh.
That student.
Well, that's interesting. I haven't had much of an impression of him myself. You know, each time I wonder why it is that we have the medical cabinets left open, and they assure me so it's that if there was ever an emergency in a hurry, they'd be able to get to the bits and pieces they needed. They say that someone may die if they're not able to access those medical cabinets in time. And each time something like this happens, I care slightly less. But yes, there we go.
I'm absolutely with you on that, yes. See, the other concern is the cadaver that's inside there with, you know, the necromancer's corpse.
Well, if anyone fiddles with it after you've gone through the bother of dragging it all the way down here, then I'll look the other way.
You'll look the other way. I think I would rather...
No, I'll look the other way
teach them
whilst you
lesson,
shove a
not to
spear
touch
through their
those things.
head. Nah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Very much. All right.
No, my apologies. I'm having a little bit of a headache today in the school. I'm not sure what that's about.
No, I am as well, honestly.
Morning, Professor.
Quite often rather.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's happening a lot more than I thought.
Yes, it's happening with alarming frequency, if anything.
I don't think you words together properly.
Probably not, because that's all I said. Just good cupcakes. Just good cupcakes. That's all I said. You have to tell me what you heard later.
Ulysses, has Miss Bellicosa chanced upon you at all? Today, that is.
What?
Has Miss Bellicosa chanced upon you at all today?
No, not yet.
Interesting. What's the story behind the teeth?
What teeth?
The teeth that, how shall, did Bellicosa describe it? The nasty great gnashers that he has. I spied you eating with them just the other morning. Beneath the mask, that is.
Oh, my teeth?
Yes, your teeth.
Well, they're just teeth, though. I don't know what you...
I see.
Describe what they're made out of? I don't exactly know.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Take it off.
Just teeth. They're a bit bigger than usual.
They are quite considerably bigger than usual, wouldn't you agree?
No.
Going to unmask and speaking apparatus like that is not inexpensive. How did you come by it?
A caretaker gave it to me.
A caretaker? Indeed. And he bought it for you. Why exactly?
I can't speak without it. I mean, if you saw my teeth.
Give it a go.
What, speaking?
Yes.
I am right now.
With the mask off.
Is this what you need, sir?
Yes. That's quite what I expected. What happened to you? You can put the mask back on.
A lot.
Ulysses, would you mind accompanying me?
And particularly enjoy my big mouth. So they made sure. Yes.
Would you mind accompanying me upstairs for a moment? There's something I'd like to speak to you about. Arvy's over there. Let's head around to the front. Many people likely to be pooling around that area at this time. Ulysses, have you always had a problem with authority?
A little bit.
Do you think that was affected by your, prior mentors or whoever it is that did that to you?
Very much.
There's a number of people on Team Ventus who have, There are a number of people on Team Ventus who have intrigued me somewhat. One of which is Emma, who appears to be a particularly troubled individual. The other is Paolani, who appears to be doing remarkably well for someone with his heritage. And the other is yourself. What could we do about it, Ulysses?
About your interest in me, sir?
No, about your problem with authority and your belligerence.
Well, if I may speak of my own accord.
You may.
Perhaps if authority itself was a bit more lenient and not so dead set on controlling everyone under them.
Well,
could be more cooperative.
In that case, we have a goal in mind. It is absolutely... Of course, thank you. It is absolutely not my intention to... Oh God, this is becoming unbearable. I think there's something wrong. Why? Fuck's sake!
Can you, repeat that? You were...
I do apologize, yes. I seem to be having some issues. Yes, I've been having a number of them today. I don't know what the bloody problem is. Fuck. Just a moment. I'm barely able to speak. This is a fucking nightmare. Yes, finally, I think we're finding our way there.
If we go inside there, it would be easily.
Possibly. I think it's the teleporter. Wish they just removed the damn things.
Maybe.
Oh, so it's not just me.
Yeah, no, it's not. Oh boy.
Fuck, yes. Well, there we go.
That was horrible.
Yes. I'm just gonna spend the rest of the day as far from this fucking place as I can, I think. Anyway, back to the scene. Yourself and Emma. If your worry is that our intention is to control you all the time, then you may rest assured that that is only a temporary measure. You're not the only person in the school who have had difficult pasts. And whilst we all reflect on these things in different ways, it is in all of our interests to be open and honest with each other about what it is that ails us. Ventus in particular has caused a number of concerns because of its continuous air of secrecy. In fact, when I spoke to you the other day, you were all reticent to speak your own mind without Taolani's presence. A concerning thing, investing in a singular source of failure such as that. But nonetheless, he is your captain. Our intention is, Ulysses, to train you up to a point that you are able to activate and, well, to function with your own autonomy, be that as individual agents or squads. This domineering attitude that you have noticed is only going to be a problem in the short term. Because, of course, it is important that we do not put any of your colleagues at risk because of erratic behaviors from unexperienced soldiers. Does that make sense to yourself?
Yes, sir.
Ulysses, you may hear mutterings of a number of people who have learned something about myself recently. Not the teeth, unfortunately, but something that people react to with equal concern. I will be dealing with that over the coming days, as and when I am asked about it. And I will be as open with them as I can be, because the sooner we have these things aired out, the sooner they become commonplace banalities, not worthy of a mention. I suggest you do the same. There remains to be the question, of course, the other thing you're hiding.
What may that be, sir?
Your bald spot.
Yes. Of course, my bald spot.
Mm-hmm. The bald spot that Kiki has expertly knitted you a hat in order to cover, and doesn't relate at all to various observations that have been made on your medical records in regards to both the size of your teeth and other elements about you.
Yes.
I would encourage a conversation with Miss Bellicosa to that end. Either way, we mustn't be late for this ceremony. I just wanted to bridge the gap somewhat. Should you require any assistance given your condition, then I will of course be happy to provide. And do look after Emma and Tal. I fear they've not got long left in them. Even so, we shall be off. Let's head back to the staircase. Ah, rats. I had forgotten we'd risen up a level. My apologies, these headaches are getting worse and worse. We better make pace. I had noticed his teeth last episode we were in the place, and I've been meaning to talk to him about it. In the most horrendous way possible, because I know something else about him from his medical files. Where the fuck do ceremonies take place nowadays? Shit. I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. I have no idea where they host these things. Where did the last sorting ceremony take place?
I was under the impression it was taking in the main area.
Yes, I had the same idea. Perhaps it's happening in the school grounds now. Well, rather around the dorms, that would make sense. You take the teleporter, I'll find my own way there.
Dorms.
God fucking damn it. I've been so annoyed knocked by these fucking frames recently. What to go for? Yeah, people were headed... Lumen was headed to the dorms earlier. Our announcement system's broken today, so... I'll make a point of appearing as the Shade. I thought I instructed you to take the teleporter.
Perfect. Morgan, please step forward. Same question. Do you swear loyalty to your captain, your new team, and your newfound family?
Yes.
Then please.
What the fuck has changed today that's made it this bad? Is occlusion broken again?
Of course.
And yes, I've checked all of my graphic settings, etc.
Now, the sorting is unfinished. Octavian, Bellicosa, Neller, Mordred,
What?
Oberdeen, Taikuya, if you are invisibly around here somewhere. Yet and Bombadil, please come forward.
Interesting.
This is different.
This was not part of the meeting, sir.
Of course it was. I will now ask of you something great. Each of the teams has a leader to guide them into battle.
I have a sinking
and to speak
feeling
on
about
behalf of
this.
their squad. And while individuals of these teams might have staff they go for advice or help, they do not, as a whole, have guidance.
Don't do
I
it.
ask you to provide this guidance.
Oh, god damn
Help
it.
them when they stumble, provide wisdom when they are lost. Them to better themselves and those around them. You are not going to be in charge of these teams. You are there to support and guide them. Let the team captains for every squad step forward.
There we go.
No, it's Zuko. He's here.
On the double, hurry up.
Don't fucking...
Massive headache, but I'll make it.
Zuko.
Octavian,
Yes, Chancellor.
I ask you to guide Aqua
Very
to the
well.
best of your abilities to help them reach the best of their capabilities.
Just as well.
That I shall do.
Okay, so that's Aquan off the list. Who do I want? None of them. Right.
Miss Bellicosa, I will be asking you to watch over Team Ignis and help guide them to be great.
I shall try my best to serve Ignis.
You washed your balls yet?
Mr. Nella.
She's so great, isn't she?
Oh, do you hear that silence, Mr. Neller? I think that is fear. But you will be given the opportunity
I need to move
to help Team Lumen reach their greatest potential.
Brilliant.
Mordred
That was a good joke.
and Oberdeen. I've decided to task you both with trying to corral Umbra.
Oh no.
That makes sense. They are a handful.
Good luck.
Oh no.
Four handfuls, apparently.
And who better to watch over our stealthy Teen Terra than Professor Tokuya? Although, like a stealth professor, he is nowhere to be found. So you have much to live up to, I think. And lastly,
I shall have to follow by his example.
Ayat and Bombadil.
Hello.
I will be asking you to make good with Ventus. They will be your new little family.
I see.
You all no doubt have much to discuss. So I will leave you all with the same words I told you all on the first day I was here. The end has come, and we are not afraid. Thank you.
Well,
Looks like we'll be working together on Team Ventus.
Caleb.
Yeah.
Marcus.
It.
Professor Nella, sir.
Yes, tell.
I would just like to express that it is my honor.
Did you know this was happening?
Leading or advising it. I was not aware, Professor. Were you?
No.
I see.
Hmm.
Is the matter not to your liking?
Upstairs.
Gather your team and have them come and meet me by the beach. We have much to discuss.
Very well. I shall do so at once.
Very good. Too many bloody headaches in this area of the world. Oh my god, this fucking lag is killing me. I am so fucked off right now. I literally can't exist today. So many good fucking seeds ruined by terrible lag. Holy shit. Nothing pisses me off more than that. Well, a lot of stuff pisses me off more than that. You there. Would you do me the pleasure of coming with me? Has Miss Bellicosa given you instructions not to hurt students? Or is that kind of, you know, an on-command thing? Well, that's all well and good. Chancellor Malik has seen to it that, well, I am to be looking after one of the team's lumen more specifically. If he gets to have fun with it, so will I. If you're able to, could you pelt them with rocks through the meeting? Nothing too big, just enough to piss them off. Zero bloody do. I'd go start collecting a couple if I were you. And make sure you hit them in the head if possible. If you can get one in the mouth, that's extra points. Yes, the villagers are coming in as sort of speaking NPCs. We're getting people from the rest of the world. Yes, George, I dare say you've predicted exactly where this is going. Keeping me waiting at length already? Excellent news, excellent news. Everything's going fucking brilliantly. Come now. Don't want to sound too much like Shugart. How long do you wish to take? My word. Incredible, they've already managed to waste my fucking time. I was here to train defensive magics, so I could pursue my studies. I was not told I would have to be a fucking babysitter. Drakari and his runt conf... No. For God's sake. Madari, if you would. After these blighted individuals deign to arrive, I will be having a meeting with them. It is your task to surprise them with the occasional rock to the back of the head, bite their toes, whatever it is you need to do. From this day forth, you will be tasked, you and your colleagues, with keeping Team Lumen on their toes. You are to, on occasion, attack them from the shadows, at any moment, at any time. At least once or twice a day should do the trick. You can spring upon them when they're alone or when they're in groups, whatever it may be. But from now on, I don't want the Madari to go another day without sinking their teeth into a Lumen child. Do you find this agreeable? Very good. It should be quite cathartic for you, and for me as well. Now excuse me while I take out some of my fucking rage about this whole bloody thing on this goddamn tree. Something at least. Tell Karas and Team Lumen, where the fuck are you? Have you spied them somewhere? Well, that's one of them's managed. run ragged at the thought of this. How much... You don't suppose they're getting armored, do you? Shetun sera. One member of Team Lumen, 2 villagers. And no one else as far as the eye can see. If this goes on much... Oh, thank God. There they are. Took the bloody long enough. Well, now's your time to find your spot of hiding. Fucker.
Professor Nella, I have brought my team at your request. Stella and Kingsley will be inbound shortly. Stella. Professor Nella, all of Team Lumen is present and accounted for. Professor.
All right. Lumen. Former pound.
Oh, sorry. Tell, I didn't see you there. Good heavens. I could have sworn I asked to speak to Team Lumen. What was it? About 700 hours ago? How long were you planning on having me waiting here?
Yes, Professor, my apologies.
Very good. I take it we've all had our suitable bloody potty break, have we? Kingsley? You've got your nice pair of undies on? You haven't shat yourself in anticipation? It must have been a very long ride over here. Good fucking lord. At least Val, you have some sort of credible excuse. I take it you've managed to see to what repairs you have. Have you spoken to Miss Oberdeen at all?
Briefly, haven't had a chance for a full conversation yet.
Excellent. Well, we'll make sure that you do soon afterwards. I take it the rifle's back in working order.
It is.
Excellent. Well, allow me to make a couple of things absolutely and crystal clear. When I came here to this institution, I was here to teach defensive magics, divulge my knowledge of Aethertech, lend to the safety and security of the school, and in return I was to be allowed to continue my research. You may notice, the astutely minded amongst you, that no part of this included babysitting a team. So you can imagine I'm thrilled about the entire thing. I'm sure Malik finds it very funny. Very well, then. If this is to be the way of things, then we could have had worse starts, couldn't we? Tell, despite your conversation in the Chancellor's office earlier, Lumen, 2 days ago, within those caves and indeed on the missions beforehand, performed exceptionally. Over the course of this meeting, I have been asking my Madari fellow over here to pelt rocks at you. Do try and bear it for a good length of time. In fact, it may be of various interest to know that over the course of the coming days, I have instructed all of the Madari to ambush you at various points throughout the day. It's important to keep you on your toes and to make sure that you're ever ready for action. So, just so you know, this day forth, from now until whenever I get bored of the subject, you are to be continually fearing every fluffy tail you see for miles around. They will be coming at you with brooms and claws out of cupboards and dustbins, and we'll be very curious to see what they get up to in the end. Do not hurt them at all if you can, otherwise Miss Bellicosa will be very upset. But they'll find it extremely therapeutic, I'm sure. Either way, as I was saying, I do in fact need to commend you all for your fine work within the Linvale mission. Never did I look around and see that Lumen weren't where they needed to be. Never did I have to ask Lumen to do anything twice. And truth be told, despite your current change of leadership and manifest issues elsewhere, it appears that yourselves, either through independent competence or Tell's leadership, managed to conduct yourself with merit. It is very gladdening to see. No mercy. Very good. So, tell me then, I had a little conversation with you lot all the other day, along the lines of your objectives and what it is you wish to achieve. I find that fighting brings a certain clarity to one's mind, so are we all feeling fired up and ready to face whatever the future may bring us? Do we have a renewed idea of what it is that we wish to do? Now, Miss Bellicosa will be very upset. I wouldn't be casting any threats if I were you.
Yes, Professor.
Very good. And that goes for all of you, does it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good indeed. Well, in that case, I will try not to take up too much of your time. I intend to do the absolute minimum required to keep Chancellor Malik happy. At the beginning of each day, I will be finding myself somewhere around the library. After the morning's announcements, you are to report to me there. There we will have a shorter discussion as we can feasibly manage, and should nothing come up, you will be on your way. Does that sound agreeable to all of you?
Yes, Professor.
Excellent.
Yes.
And if anyone asks about the cat thing, tell them it's helping with your training. I'm not sure whether it is, but it'll entertain me nonetheless. Very good, then. You are dismissed. Live in fear of the third menace. Have a very pleasant day.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
Well, he's getting his eye in now. I'd leave if I were you before it gets you in the eye.
Professor, if I may inquire.
Mm-hmm.
As team leader of Lumen, I am, of course, able to come to you for guidance outside of, well, team meetings, as they were.
If you must.
Very well. I will keep that in mind and shall visit you soon, I suppose.
Good. Well, let's see if you could survive this fellow first. That's a hefty one he's holding right there.
I'm ready.
Very good. Relay the orders to the rest of the Madari at once. The terrorism of Team Lumen begins now. Godspeed, Madari. I have high hopes for you.
Gotta pop down into NPC channel and make sure they get the message. Let's quickly set up Discord while I do this quickly. Voice and video. Cool, that's fine, that's fine. Let's ask them quickly.
Hello, Team NPCs. From this day forwards, all Madari on campus are instructed to ambush Lumen at least once or twice a day. You could do it as groups or individually. They are under instructions not to hurt you, otherwise Miss Bellicosa will be very angry with them. Come at them with brooms, jump at them off ceilings, hit them with stones, whatever you see fit. Do not injure them severely, but make sure that they are forever fearing the third menace. Oh, I'd forgotten about Muscle Cat. Yeah. What is this? I have found secrets. Go to the edge of a barrier. Oh, good lord, they have scuffed something on this map upload. I'm just gonna jump down here. Sod it, why not? I could walk around, but I want to get back into doing uppy again. I don't think there's a way you can get up there if you can't fly, so it's not a problem. Look at the song.
Am I lost? No, I did find the right way. Who's next on the list? We're gonna see who we can find. Ooh, that is loud. A curious little meeting.
Sorry, I was a bit distracted.
Have you seen Miss Bellicosa about anywhere?
No, sir.
Interesting. Not to worry.
Well, at least I haven't. Okay, I'm gonna go and take a quick look at this. I really need to. So, oh. Sorry.
You wouldn't have happened to have seen Miss Bellicosa or Malik about anywhere, would you?
No, I'm afraid not, Professor.
Interesting. Hmm. Now I wander the grounds looking for people. God fucking damn it. Well, I suppose teams have been sorted and... Oh, fuck me. This is making it so hard to do scenes. God damn it. But if I was Malik, I'd probably be working on that body right now. Let's have a look.
Minor issues in this last mission, but other than that, sounds like you are doing well. But more personally, has your issue been flaring up at all in the last few days?
I don't believe so, no. I tried to stay my distance when the Necromancer came out of the hut, just in case something happened. And understandably, the physician and Nivea are the entire operation. With the addition of Kingsley.
Yes, I don't imagine your body would react well being directly attacked with an occultic spell. But it's good you stayed.
No, I don't think so.
Kept a bit of a distance. Ah, Mr. Nella.
Ah, yes. I'm sure you're very pleased with yourself.
Quite, actually, yes.
Ah, I thought so. Just so you know, if anyone turns up with various injuries or anything complaining that the Madari attacked them, I would take it as a personal favor if I could ask you not to treat them and report them to me immediately.
I can do that for you. Now you put a new great weight on your shoulders. I can give you a little leeway here.
Excellent. Well, I am most glad that we could be forthright with each other and give us... I look forward to a future relationship, giving each other ample notice of all changes within our arrangements.
Oh, of course, of course.
Good day, Chancellor Malik.
You as well, Mr. Nella.
Step 1: How to teach people to
how to teach people to stay together as a team. Make them afraid to wander out by themselves.
I went to Belize.
Yuko, Calum, I don't suppose you've seen Miss Bellicosa anywhere, have you?
No, I have not.
I don't believe we've made acquaintance. Sorry, your name was?
It's Lucia. We talked for a little bit.
We did, very shortly. My apologies, there's been much on my brain. If you do see her, do tell her that Mr. Nella is looking for them. It's all right.
Okay, will do.
Have you seen Zuko about the place, the captain of Team Ignis?
No. I have not, sir.
Well, allow me to just pass on a little bit of fun to yourself in a direct order of such. If you see him scratching himself in front of anyone, me and Octavian have been tasked with teaching and upholding the manners of the individuals at the school. So if you notice himself scratching himself publicly, you have my full permission to kick him full on in the nuts. Do you think you can do that for me?
Absolutely, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Consider it kicked.
I'm sure it's in capable hands.
I've heard about that incident. So we are promptly destroying it this morning.
It's actually really tiring. Didn't have to do it much at home, because, you know, farm stuff. Oh, Bal!
What?
I bowed.
Morning, Professor.
Oh, sorry, I thought you shouted Val. My apologies. Have you seen Miss Bellicosa about the place?
Which one's Bellicosa?
The one with the wings.
She's...
No?
Did you know how babies were made?
In fact, I do. Is this related to the substances you consumed earlier in the day?
Oh no, that was tranquilizer. We already worked off that one.
I see.
Just went to the library to learn.
Very good. And what have you learned about Nils? I am ever so curious. Have you been reading about fucking? Is that what you've been doing?
No,
You've been perusing the shelves within the library for various material with which you can gratify yourself rather than training as you are indeed intended to upon the school ground. You have no gratification from learning. Well, that is a troubling thing to say as a newfound member of a scholastic institution.
Well, I mean, I'm here to learn, but like...
But you don't enjoy it.
Gratify is the word I'd use.
I see. What would be the word you use?
Good.
Good. Looks like you need to go back and read a few more books then. Your vocabulary is sadly lacking. Well, if you're quite finished beating each other off, I'll see you a little later on.
He offered to, though. He said we could go to the arena and
Look, I have to say, the last time I speak to you, you're having secretive meetings round the back of the warehouse. Now I find you reading about how babies are made and gratifying yourselves within the library. Yes?
Sir, no, it's
No? It's not?
It's a misunderstanding.
It's good.
Sir.
You should be training.
Yes, sir.
Good.
I was just recommending that we go do that.
Good. I'm glad. I'll check.
together, alone.
Mordred, I don't suppose you've seen Miss Bellicosa anywhere, have you?
The last time I checked, she was making herself at home at Ignis. There you go.
She's moving in?
There's a portrait of her in on top of the furnace.
I don't know if you've checked the warehouse recently, but it seems that on her most recent voyage she's taken a great many portraits over with her. I dare say we haven't got the... What? Have you not checked? The inventory is remarkable. As opposed to taking more equipment or weaponry, there are 3 full crates of portraits specifically of that woman.
Why so many?
I don't know.
I'm now more confused.
You know her better than I. But, there we go. Good day, Kiki. Were you able to,
Hi, Kiki.
see everybody that you needed to in regards to your cupcake endeavors?
Except the Chancellor, because he left quite quickly after the whole ceremony. And
Yes, I'd have left quite quickly if I were him as well, after springing that one on us. Which team did you get?
I don't think it's appropriate for me
Umbra.
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 Oh, you're fucked. Right. Sorry.
I know.
They're just, Luca and Nils appear to be hitting it off particularly well. I just caught them researching
They're by the entrance.
the anatomy together.
I thought they would be done that by now, but like, I guess reading's hard for
You
them.
knew this was happening.
Neil asked a question about how kids are made, and I entrusted the leader to give him an explanation. And when that failed, I told him to go to the library.
I see. You're telling students to research how babies are made within the library together. As a team bonding experience?
No. I wouldn't recommend it as a team bonding experience.
We will have to compare notes as to our methods of approaching this mentorship. Either way, Kiki, were you available for a conversation at all?
Yes, I am. I already seeked everyone I had to talk to.
Excellent. Oh, Mordred, could you do me a favor? Next time you see Zuko, remember to ask him if he's washed his balls. I've also given Umbra permission to kick him in the nuts if they see himself scratching himself in public again.
Gotcha.
That is a legitimate order. I gave Yuko and Calum the order to kick him in the balls if he scratches himself in public again. It's for the good of the school.
It's for the good of the school.
It is. Well, Kiki, thank you. Is there any way you were looking to visit today? I would sooner get out of this castle that's been giving me awful headaches of recent.
Yeah, also me. Guess we can go to the beach. Almost no one goes there anymore.
Yes, I was there not too long ago.
Easy to the eyes.
Yes, that it is. Let's head over again.
Now I wonder if that's what Umber is talking about by the gates.
What did you hear them talking about?
I don't know, I just heard Nail screaming something, but then, like, because I don't particularly am fond of him, I just decide to ignore it and run here.
What is your opinion of him? I've been avoiding the new students, so to give them time to acquaint themselves with the rest of the body.
For you to know the experience I had with him, the first day, he just, like, almost like ran me over while he was running and like didn't apologize. And the second I offered him a cupcake, he grabbed 3. I offered 1, he grabbed 3 and just left.
I see. He's an impulsive dickhead then.
Elias told me to punch him, but I told him that it's better not.
Do you know what? I agree with you, Lysis. The first time that's happened.
Not punch, slap. He said to slap.
Ah, one moment. Washed your balls yet, Zuko? Very well. Well, I wanted to follow up on you on, I wanted to follow up with you on various conversations that we've had in the past. I've been, looking into, bits and pieces that I think you might find useful, in regards to, meeting that goal of yours. But first of all, I would know, this Talia individual, she came and spoke to me rather singularly about our conversation. I don't suppose she's spoken to you since.
Yeah. No, I didn't even know she seeked you.
Interesting. What do you make of Talia? She seems to have a habit of standing off a distance, watching everybody with an imperious eye. Not that I really can claim that I'm not a fan of doing such things myself. Quite confrontational. Interesting. I dare say...
She seems to care a lot about the team, but sometimes she jumps to conclusions quite quickly.
Interesting.
Was quite quickly to put a life pieces under the bus in a situation. I'm not very pleased with that.
Ulysses under the bus. Interesting. I had a conversation the other day in regards to Talia that came quite unexpected. Are you able to keep a secret?
Yeah, I keep a lot of secrets from people.
Good. Talia has been raised as a name that was talking to people about a certain lobby, a certain student interest group that, if the source is to be believed, was planning to intervene in any attempt to slay this necromancer. You don't know anything about that, do you?
No. Didn't even know she was interested in the necromancer. Never mentioned anything to her. That's weird.
I wouldn't usually have given the thought much concern. There are many students with big ideas. But once again, in a training exercise where she had no bearing whatsoever, I looked up and there she was, staring over the whole affair from a distance, with a very curious and distant eye. It's got me very curious. It appears that Ventus has acquired many troublemakers. Between Emir, Ulysses, and now, we suspect, Talia, as well as, well, what I hear of Tao's own proclivities. It must be a rather difficult time within that dorm room.
Well, if I'm honest, Ventus doesn't really talk to each other about me, so if I don't see it, I probably won't know what's happening.
I see. Do you think they guard this information from you, or what?
I'm pretty sure they don't tell me anything because they want to shoot me, which annoys me to no end.
They want to shield you. Like you shield the fact that Ulysses is his Veracar with that hat?
Found out, huh?
I was curious as to why he was so defensive about the medical records when I saw his, so defensive about his hat, and when I, how shall we say, spied his teeth at breakfast the other morning, I was inclined to look into his medical records that were compiled when he came here at the school. It's written there in plain text, and, how shall we say, it seems to match up.
Well, he asked me not to tell anyone. He made Ventus promise.
Well,
I'm not sure why he hides it.
you haven't told anyone.
He has Sarirka around. Don't know why he hides it.
No. I've not told Miss Bellicosa or anything, but I have implied that she should have some sort of conversation with him. Though I doubt say that if she finds out he's hiding his heritage, she will be of particular opinions about that decision. Even so, that's not why we decided to, come here today. I grew up in a place not too far from the beach like this, though, somewhat colder. Not as, tropical as, you once lived in. It was in Palvindor. We used to look over the cliffs and see all sorts of storms and whatnot roll in. If it wasn't Feverns or Drozen raiders, it was storms and God knows what else that the sea may throw at us. It's always very interesting coming to the side of the sea because one can very keenly feel the wind. What do you know about Ventus magics?
Just what they told us here and the little Bellacosa told me.
Care to recount?
It's free. It's mostly everywhere. And in my opinion, it's way easier to connect than the other elements.
Yes, it certainly is, and it's a very well sought-after field, both because of the navies and crops and all sorts. All of us wish we could in one way or another affect the weather, and of course as one of the most abundant magics about us whenever we find ourselves on the surface, it is something that we can make ample use of, be we in a desert, on the high seas, or at the tallest mountains. As long as we're not underground, there's a decent amount of wind about us. It's a ever-prominent thing. And you're right. It does speak a lot to freedom. It does speak a lot to, longing, I think. Once upon a time...
When I was little...
To go on.
When I was little, I used to go to the highest points I could go without, flying. And I would just feel it in my hair and my wings. It was very relaxing. Haven't been a while since I did it again.
Would you like to?
I would, but every time I try to, something happens, so I have to be next to my team, and they also don't like me going, in cliffs and such, because they fear that I'm gonna slip and fall.
I intend to be leaving the school grounds in the next couple of days. First of all, to dodge my tasks to Lumen. Second of all, questions. And third of all, I just need some bloody headspace. I plan to go on a couple of trips up to the mountains nearby, much as we once took on to the hunting trip not too long ago. If you'd like, you can accompany me.
I will like that. Been a while since I've been in the mountain.
Yes, and perhaps it might do some good to get you away from that team for a little bit. If only just for a breather, collect your thoughts. You know, it's a curious thing. People always talk about the wind as if it's some sort of monstrous freeing and... how shall I say? Immensely enlightening, lifting entity. It never seemed that way to me at all. Back when I was stuck in Palvindor, I used to lie awake at night listening to the wind, hearing it rush through the cliffs or maybe the town, wherever I was situated for that night. Hearing its wailing and moaning, the way it creaks with age. There's a sadness to it. There always has been. You only need to talk to a sailor to find that out. They wax lyrical about the seas and the skies and the fortune that wind brings them. I would like to teach you something about it.
In my own training, it's something that I've borne an affinity in. Whilst I am various cheats when it comes to my own flight, I feel that with the tools that you have at your disposal, grunt as they may be, we may be able to get you taking to the sky at some stage.
Really? I brought it up to Ventus once about using, like, magic to fly, but they said it would be too heavy, so I didn't take after it.
Well, that's where they're not thinking clever enough. You've seen Yuki, correct? How she's able to summon a sword of ice to her hand.
Yes?
Well, you can't really do the same thing with Ventus. It's more ephemeral. It's a constantly moving force. It is never still. It can't solidify. Only if you really focus it down does it become something that can do incredible damage. Either that or you use it to move something else. But I believe that if we applied many of the same logics, if we tried to summon, shall we say, a concentration of wind, we might be able to get you the necessary lift to, at least glide, if nothing else. I think it might be an interesting experiment.
Very useful. Yeah, I think so.
I've been thinking a great deal about, these tools that you've been thinking of building yourself, weapons or the otherwise. It seems like a terrible waste. You're a harpy. You're not a human, and you never will be. Nor is Virakar, nor anything else. Therefore, if we're to teach you to fight like a human might, then, well, you'll be chasing something at which you can only ever be second best. However, if we can teach you to be a harpy, magic or otherwise, then that might be something more suitable. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would.
Very good, then. Well, if you're open to it, I know you've already had some sort of basic practice within, spellcasting or otherwise. You've been under Bellicos's keen eye for some time. I'm sure the basics are not unfamiliar to you at this stage. But I would very much like to take you up to, the top of the hills, if you're up to it, or as high as we dare, and see if we can do anything.
Alright.
I should stress this now before your team brings it up. What we're doing is going to be reasonably hard. Summoning weapons to yourself is relatively easy. You can physically picture it. Take this rapier by chance. This is a copy that I reconstruct from my memory of a sword I was once to give to my son. As such, I know the ins and outs of it. I can crystallize ice in such a manner, and I can hold it there and see it. Holding a constant force of Ventus, on the other hand, why, that's something a little harder. You can't look at it, you can't study it as such. It's going to be a harder thing to learn, and of course the risks of falling are greater. But nonetheless, I feel like if you want to have a future at this academy, I think it would be better that you had a future as a harpy rather than as some malformed human.
I'm ready to... I cannot grow without sacrifices, and I'm not new to falling off high places.
I see.
I know it will take a lot of effort, and more than the others, but I was already ready.
Good. After all, I am hoping that we'll may be able to benefit from something similar to Aethertech research. The genes to fly, or whatever else it may be, are in you somewhere. I dare say that you'll take to it faster, or at least that's my hope, than a human might in the same state. And, uniquely amongst other humans, I am more than suited to, try and catch you if anything goes wrong.
Very good then. Well, that was all I wanted to speak to you about. I'll be leaving tomorrow at first light before anyone can come and bother me about anything. Can I count on seeing you by the gate?
Yes.
Very good then. I'll see you there. See you around, Kiki.
Thank you, Professor. Gonna go say hi to Bellicosa because she was staring at us for a bit.
Yes, I dare say she was. If you keep something secret from me again,
Of course.
don't tell her what we spoke about. It'll annoy the shit out of her.
All right, Professor.
Good. Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.
She worries you shield her too much, you know. Once upon a time, they'd have said the same thing about you, Yuki.
I'm sorry, Professor. I didn't hear what you said.
I said, she worries you shield her too much. And I was remarking that once upon a time they could have said the same thing about you. Fruitless, really. You're clearly the bravest of your team. Have a very pleasant day.
Nana.
Yes. Is it about the Madari?
Fine. No, multiple students have told me you're looking for me.
Ah, good. Well, in that case, I was hoping to talk to you about the Madari, if that's at all possible. Here I was thinking that I hadn't yet earned the right to have a conversation with Kiki.
What?
Oh, come now. You were near livid with me last time I had a discussion with the girl.
I was angry at you for what you said to her. Not that you were talking to her.
Okay. Well, be that as it may. I have asked the Madari to attack Lumen on occasion. Jump out of closets, hit them with brooms, pelt them with stones and everything. I have also asked them to, allow me to explain. Lumen is a disparate group of different people with extremely different ideals. They are often found wandering independently or alone. I fear that perhaps a good way to keep them on their toes, aid with their training, and to keep them together might be to make them a little bit worried about wandering off by themselves. I have told them, of course, you'll be extremely angry if they fight back against the little cats, so, would you do me the great favor of indulging me if any of them raise a hand against your little servants?
My little what?
Do you prefer slave?
I'd prefer Madari.
Madari it is, then.
Nana.
Well, look who we have here. It's a menagerie of teachers.
So it is.
Hello.
Coming to take refuge.
How is your respective teams?
I am thrilled. I have expressed to the Chancellor Malik my extreme pleasure at being surprised with new responsibilities outside of our initial agreement and contract. I am not sure if you feel the same way, but I am simply delighted.
You sound overwhelmingly sincere.
I am indeed.
You too? I am also delighted. Ventus is such a good team. They're very nice. I believe they have quite a lot of potential.
Indeed, I dare say I'd agree.
Hmm.
Not sure about the Drekshah, but we'll see.
Ignis is fine. And a few issues to iron over, but not a problem
Did
for
you
me.
do something to their dorms? They wanted to show up.
Yes, I heard.
Something has happened to their dorms, yes. Not by my doing.
Are you aware of the shipping manifests that come in and out of this place? I give them a bit of a peruse sometimes late at night. Did you happen to know that when Miss Bellicosa came over here, she took 3 full crates of portraits of none other than herself with her? They're at the warehouse as we speak.
3 whole crates?
Gasp!
3?
They must have been remarkably expensive.
The artist did me a deal.
Really? I'm sure they did.
Can't believe you made the artist make more than 30 copies of it, but damn, that's a lot.
I'm a businesswoman. I haggled and dealed.
Wow, you're an entrepreneur?
Yes. I have my own business back in Droza. That's
is
how I
that
afford
so?
things here. Yes. Besides the point, we have spirits invading our campus. Have you seen any?
Spirits invading our campus. This is the first I've heard of it.
We have seen some. They look like little fish.
Yes, there are multiple
I don't
towards
see
the
anything.
arena area.
Oh, I see.
Bombadil.
They're just curious at the moment, but I don't trust them. My theory would be
We've
fae,
had this
but I don't
thing
know.
happen before.
Well,
it's a
I'm
different
sure-
Something we need to
situation
be
again.
concerned with.
Well, I'm sure
If it's the
Octavian
fae,
has
very
quite a
much
stiff
so.
shoulder after carrying that hag all the way
Take
back.
a look over by the arena, I suppose. It's only around the corner.
Yes, but I did wish to talk to all of you as, fae and spirits as such aren't a thing around Droza, or you don't see them very much. We more have phantoms and ghouls.
It seemed rather harmless to me.
Well, that's
It
the
went through
point.
my
They
body.
seem harmless at first, and that's how they get you.
I warned the students that it could be some form of predator, luring
Oh,
them.
please tell me they're not
respectfully
following one
less.
right now.
Exactly.
Nah, I think
No,
that's
following one.
they're there
thing
for
to
our
look at
beach
it.
expedition. Yes. Shall we, Bombadil?
Yes.
Keep them waiting.
Yes, we'll talk to you guys again later. We have a little thing with Ventus at the moment.
I see.
If there's a problem, you know how to contact us.
Of course, thank you for the instruction. Is there any chance we can get Nils to try and get in contact with one of these spirits?
Nil?
Yes.
Why Nil?
I'm informed he's a dickhead. I want to use him as a test dummy.
Ah, right. Well, he's
I
already
believe
prodded
Ivy
one.
has beat you to the punch. He's right now following one, if I recall.
Ivian, the one who was
Ivian, of
practicing
course.
occult magic of his own accord just the other day.
Yep.
Perhaps we shouldn't let. No.
Oh, I've sent Telkaros to be a bodyguard for him.
Was that everything you wished to talk to me about now?
Yes, I simply hoped that you would indulge me. Oh, also, I told Team Umbra to kick Zuko in the balls if he scratched himself in public again in such sensitive areas. I take it that's agreeable to yourself.
Very agreeable. I must find Ivian or something.
Very good. I will come with if all's good. I'm interested in seeing more of these spirits.
Yes.
Good luck with that.
I do not trust them. Don't know why else they'd come here. Other than the dealings of the Fae's unfinished business. Or perhaps a new foe has entered our territory.
There was concerns of Fae in my previous tenure here. How did that end up?
Nothing came of it, apart from a few dealings with... I'm not going to talk about that now, but... Basically, I was barred by Castal from ever dealing or going to the forest because of the Fae. I threatened to burn down the forest to deal with them, and yes, that was that.
I see. Does he have something sticking through his
I
head?
did hold one of our students hostage.
How was,
You.
He does, yes.
He does appear to have something sticking through his head. How curious. Oh, no, it's not.
It's
Simply a ribbon, no worries.
Small ribbon.
It looks a great deal like you had an arrow sticking through your skull. I don't think you'd have noticed.
Yeah, that was. That's really worried for you.
He's alright. He's alright.
No, it's a small ribbon. Yeah, no, that wasn't about me. It's about him.
Alright.
Where's Ivian? Apparently, who's chasing the the spirits.
I would not be too sure. I was by the arena with Aqua. Quite frankly, giving them the brutal beating of a lifetime because they needed it.
I see.
So, the concerns we had, Nella, should be, for the most part, taken care of.
I see.
Granted, I still have to speak to their captain.
Oh, I thought we were leaving that for a conversation at a later date, but I'm sure you see fit to it.
Will be, completely.
In that case, you are being extremely thorough in your methods once again. Excellent news.
I'm glad to hear that from you, of all people.
Well, that's besides the point. Unfortunately, we have a pressing matter. We need to find Ivian.
I'll have a look. Let me speak with Murtash real quick. Murtash. Unfortunately, they have...
His altar boy.
Does he always struggle to run in straight lines?
Who?
Murtash, he couldn't have taken a more higgledy-piggledy route to him if he could have tried. What is it with Ignis struggling to stand still?
I think they have very active brains, and their feet has to catch up with it.
I see.
Alright. Was Ivan relayed with the message the Chancellor gave about these spirits earlier? I'm hoping, honest to God, that he's not trying to kill them. Because that's what he'd do.
I'm worried.
I would assume that he's probably outside the school grounds, or at least not where others would be.
That's probably a logical assumption. Let's see if we can find him, shall we?
Very well.
Yes.
Have we tried to hail Jackson at all? He is his captain. God knows why Tel Koras was saddled with him.
Not too sure. Quite frankly, I believe, unfortunately, with most of these teams, even if we do get a hold of their captains, they won't get the point across to the other members quite fast enough.
Interesting.
Wow.
Avi! Have you seen Ivy anywhere? We expect the little shit's up to no good again.
No, I haven't. I've been in the arena.
He was in the arena for the time being with me earlier.
I see. No worries. Didn't know if you'd seen anyone run past. As you were, then. Oh. Well, he's practicing the occult by himself, and if he's... very serious question. I'll wait for the good Octavian as well. Tell me.
Yes,
As a member of the church, you believe in signs of such, yes? Divine providence, things of that nature.
To an extent. Granted, that's not personally my forte, but I do know other members, yes.
I see.
Well, particularly delve in that.
In that case, if an occult user who is practicing of their own accord a very highly dangerous form of magic without supervision is visited upon by a spirit and he decides to wander off into the forest and die, are the gods upset about that? Because I'm not sure I am.
Not at all.
No.
It's a blind eye, yes.
Alright, well, very good then.
That would be the case.
I see.
I believe you and I are on the same page, yes.
Well, I believe I feel like a holy man all of a sudden. I'm inclined to do exactly the same thing, yes. If he wants to go out and get himself buggered by fish spirits or something, then it's no concern of mine. Who is the...
Very well.
Who is the assigned professor to Ivy? Oh, well, there we go.
Well, I think with Terra it was Professor Takuya, but
Ah, he's not here
I'm
today.
not certain if I saw him today. Yeah, I don't
God's
think he is.
sake, in that case we'd better carry up for him. He'll be pissed off if we let him die before he has a conversation.
I swear to... If he touches that spirit... I'll say this right now. I don't really have a personally good relationship with spirits. They're quite frankly not what we believe in, but dare pray do tell that if he does hurt this thing, I will personally chop off his head.
I'm sorry, what do you mean you don't believe in them? They're magical manifestations which are true to our very eyes.
No. My apologies. I suppose the wording was false. We do not see eye to eye. Let's just say that.
With spirits.
That's correct, yes.
I thought the men of the church... I thought the men of the church were leaving this matter alone.
Well, we reconsidered given that Professor Takio is otherwise indisposed. It wouldn't do to leave the matter unattended. He wouldn't look on it very kindly, and I tend to value my possessions.
As long as that is alright with you, Professor Bellicosa, I think it would be smart to spread out. With 3 individuals, it might be a little easier.
Certainly.
Well, he's not past the barrier. We would have gotten warning of that.
I suppose that is indeed true. Unless the,
Perhaps on top of the cliffs?
It's possible. Perhaps. We should call by the dorms first of all and see if anyone's seen him. Maybe find Jackson.
Splendid idea. Good idea. I must admit, I'm not too sure about what goes on with Ivian and his occult magic practices. Is it really that bad? Has there been no leash at all?
No leash at all. Nothing.
Nothing. He's just been allowed to do whatever he pleases.
I believe the story goes that he spurned Miss Bellicosa's teachings, and as a result of that she deemed him unfit for tuition. It appears his curious mind has not taken the message.
This worries me in the sense that it could be another... When occult magic isn't practiced under supervision, things can get very bad very quickly.
Yes, you'd have thought they'd have seen that the other day.
I know.
And it seems my warnings have not been heeded.
We need someone to keep an eye out.
We need his captain to do his job.
I agree. Where is this captain?
I don't suppose you could hail him. I don't have one of those Aethertech devices.
Thank you, Professor.
I'll go knock on their door in the meantime. Knock, knock, knock. Terra, I am knocking on your door. I can barely put my arms to my face. We hit the gym earlier and my fucking triceps are stiff as fuck. Oh, for God's sake. May as well be curious. Tu said c'est lock.
Where's Ivian?
Good.
I mean, I have not seen him either.
Because the last
What a surprise.
he was chasing a spirit.
I am also otherwise told that Tel Karas has been asked to look after him, the captain of Team Lumen. Is there a reason that Telkaras is being given such requests as opposed to yourself.
Not to my knowledge, sir. I was seeking out the Chancellor at the time.
I see.
Our separation.
But I dare say Ivian may be seeking out the Chancellor for reasons of his own very shortly if we don't find the bugger. Any idea where he may be headed, where he likes to hang out at all, anything like that?
He doesn't often share those details with us.
I'm shocked.
Please understand that this situation is very dire. We need your full support. We need anything that can lead you to him. You have to do it right now, to your best of your abilities. This is a matter of spirits being endangered, and if that happens, you understand what will happen to this place. Even we of the church don't mess with spirits.
I'm thinking very hard, sir, but the
He's highly unusual.
When he disappears, he often does not leave many clues as to where he's gone to, other than the arena, the main building, or anywhere else.
Why are you letting these things slip under your feet to begin with?
A discussion for another time. We should find him.
I agree. No time for this.
Those are the two best chances of areas that I would probably see him.
Well.
Okay.
Well, there we go.
Solus was at the arena. I believe they were training together.
I was just at the arena. They weren't there.
I think I
He
saw
wouldn't be near
a
the
congregation of them in the side of the arena, near the, right at the back, near the overhang. We could head back there and take a look.
I mean, agreed.
I will inform the rest of my team.
Very good.
Yes, please do so. I swear, every
You
time
ask
we
captains
let
for
our sides
basic accountability of their men, and they look like you've shot their bloody puppy.
I have no words now at all. I don't understand why they're captains to begin with.
They're supposed to be learning on the job. And for that, we have to hold them to account.
Agreed. I think maybe the problem is there's not enough discipline. You know, people get away with such terrible things, and they just assume it's okay, and they can do it again, and never pay attention to the members, hold accountability.
Well, Miss Bellicosa comes from a place where, those who practice the occult unwisely simply are left to die of their own devices. It doesn't surprise me over much.
Be that as it may, Professor, these kinds of things aren't upheld in this institution at all.
That they are not.
Has anyone perhaps looked at the coastline?
Ah, we came from that direction.
I understand. All right.
Well, there's Miss Bellicosa. I dare say she's making faster work than we are on those wings of hers.
Absolutely.
Any luck?
I can't see him anywhere.
More's the surprise. And there's Telkaras, the man who's supposed to be looking after him. I'll go have a word.
The longer this happens, the worse this can get.
Telkaras. Am I to understand that a short while ago you were tasked with overlooking one Ivian?
I was, I'm afraid. He completely and utterly escaped my vision within a couple of moments.
And did you alert anyone to the fact that the man you were tracking had gone missing?
I did not.
Excellent news. I'm very pleased. Great. We shall see what we can do then. Let it be known that there are spirits around the grounds.
I understand.
Do not attack them. Please. And should anything else go amiss, inform someone. Just a brief conversation. You have the earpiece for a reason.
I heard spirits or something. Professor Neller?
Yes, what is it?
Hello, teach me how to
moment
fly.
of your time. He wants to learn Ventus magic to try and fly.
Fantastic.
I would like to fly.
That's really good news.
Before that.
Good. Anyway, I shall find this out. I will deal with Ivan first, and then literally anything else. Yes, what is it?
I'm sorry, it seemed to be a very important message that we just missed. Could you please repeat that?
Yes, there are fae on the grounds, or spirits, or whatever the hell it is. Do not attack them, and if you see Ivian, please inform one of us at once. It appears that he is evading supervision. Yes.
Alright.
Well, very good.
Standing here is not doing much.
I'll be right back, okay?
They're like these little butterflies looking things. I don't know, but...
Any luck?
No, sir. I informed the rest of Terra.
Good. We're gonna have
Solus
to
is
keep
running about
searching.
the place, looking.
Good. Keep looking, keep searching, don't stop until you can't run anymore. We're
Yes,
doing the
sir.
same thing here. This is important. Go, no more
Yes, sir.
talking.
Is there any side I should stick to so we
Doesn't-
have more ground covered?
That's actually a good question. Have a look around the cliffs. Check the top completely with the tower. We'll have a look around the perimeter.
A thought occurs that if these spirits are capable of crossing the barrier without raising the alarm, then perhaps he's gone beyond it under that same cloak or guise.
Would I know he has invisibility
Where are
magic?
you, actors?
Ah, good. At least the elves
How
found
did you
him.
get outside the barrier without alerting me?
Well,
What's that? I think I heard that Ivian was mauled by a bear. Remarkable. We have to go investigate.
we have to go. I would very much love to save that man.
We need to save him and make sure nothing happens to him untoward.
Happens. It'd be such a shame if a tusk like bear would do something to him.
Yes. But you know, these are spirits. Who knows what manner of magical spears or indeed swords they may employ?
Oh no, it'd be quite a shame if something drastic would happen.
Wouldn't it just?
Oh yes.
And he somehow got out of the grounds. Marvellous.
Go back to the arena and continue your training. It's fine now.
Raum, if you could do us the favour of spreading the news that he has indeed been found, having escaped the grounds by some means. No sense people running around any further. Acteris is with him.
He escaped the ground, sir.
Yes, we will find out more shortly.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's the way it works.
Seems like I need to cover the barrier's edge with landmines.
Well,
We hear an explosion, that means a student has passed.
understood.
Potentially over the head. Alright,
You could have been a
Did,
bit more
uh,
specific.
yes. But I weren't certain of the comms. Did he say he found him?
He was with him. Beyond the barrier. I think,
Let's have a look.
Yes.
Do not see anything yet.
Would you happen to know if Ivian is left or right-handed?
I don't know.
I would unfortunately not, but we can ask.
We can.
me get back in touch with Hector.
Whereabouts?
How far did they bloody take him?
We are by the lake, on top of a mountain. They are somewhere out here.
Perhaps by the tree.
Perhaps by the big tree.
Do see no signs of them here. I think time is of the essence. I might get my feet wet, but that is alright.
I'm not afraid to get wet.
See, the problem is, gold does not like water.
That's interesting. I didn't think gold rusted.
It does not, but it's not the problem with rust. Where are they? Oh. Definitely is he.
No, don't take him inside the grounds. I want to kneecap the fucker. There he is.
Aha. There is the rapscallion.
And another. Well, this is a highly curious procession. Pray tell, how did you exit the barrier without alerting anyone?
We were with, Professor Time. We had permission to go outside.
Indeed. Is this correct?
What?
And where is the good professor?
Further. We will be here shortly. We were told to go back inside the barrier.
Indeed. I'm told Telkaras was following you earlier, Ivian, and that you evaded his supervision. How?
More so, why?
I got distracted. I didn't notice he was still there.
You got distracted and lost him.
What kind of answer is that? Do you understand that the entire staff body was looking for you?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been practicing the occult unattended.
What?
Is this correct?
Not entirely, Professor.
Oh? Then I am eager to hear where I am wrong.
I have not practiced in ever since I was told not to, and I may have casted a spell once.
Indeed.
that is still practicing occult without supervision.
The last time I saw you were doing these spells without a professor telling you to do so. I'm sure you remember. You were showing them off.
Yes, sir, but that wasn't a cult. It was just a spell.
That I understand. I'm saying, regardless, you're practicing magic without supervision.
That is correct.
I will go and see if
And
I
all
can find
spells belong
Arcturus.
to Domain.
This is your domain.
No, he's on his way.
Kingsley? Professor Arcturus. Am I to understand that they had your permission to leave the school grounds?
Yes, I had gotten permission. I'd gotten permission from the Chancellor.
I see. It appears that information did not make its way around. The whole school has been looking for them, thinking that the rogue occult user has been up to no good chasing around Fey folk.
Well, I certainly found them.
Indeed. And, well, I'm sure you have more to relay to all of us. Let's go and speak to the others, if you would be so kind.
Might I add what's going on with secrets?
It's going to be explained further once we gather everyone.
All right. As long as the information is relayed, that's all that matters.
Would be nice
I hope that these students will keep their mouth shut about whatever you spoke of.
They will. If they don't, they'll have a few larger problems than just us.
Interesting.
All right. I trust. I'll keep your word to that, then.
Well, in that case, let's not linger out here over long, lest the spirits snatch us away. What is this ridiculous project I have found myself a part of? Good fucking lord. Impressive tail strength, Kingsley. Very good.
I'm sorry, I'm crouching. I'm so sorry.
Remember, no one talks about it. Not yet. I certainly wish Ivan was here, so I can say that again to him.
I assume Ivan has already been sent to the dorm.
Everyone's been found.
Yes, alright.
Oh, tell. Apparently, Ivian got distracted, and then you were no longer there. Does that sound about right?
No.
No, it doesn't make any sense to me either.
Professor Mordred. May I please explain what I saw and...
Certainly, I'm all
I should
ears.
have reported, but very well. As I approached Professor Mordred and Ivian, they were both interacting with some swirly thing that flew.
Indeed.
And, from my understanding, Professor Mordred encouraged that he should chase it. And as I stared on as he went off too, I discussed with Professor Mordred for some time, around about a minute, perhaps a minute and a half, before he put his hand on my shoulder and said my responsibility as team captain should be to check upon students who are, outside of my team as well. I did actually suggest that perhaps he should keep an eye on Ivan himself. I did fail to report, as I assumed it was a lighter-hearted matter, I'll admit, than what seems to have been the case.
Just to make sure I'm absolutely clear on a certain point, there was an unknown magical entity on the campus, and by your report, Professor Mordred encouraged that you chase it.
Yes, Professor.
Interesting. I will be having a conversation about that forthwith. Thank you very much for your report, Tale. Very kind of you.
Very well. You're most welcome.
For next times, please keep that in mind and improve on your action.
I shall ensure that I do.
Good, good.
I had work I needed to do today.
This is unfortunately not the first thing I heard from Mildred. They wanted to eat the necromancer's corpse, and I'm not even joking.
What?
Doesn't surprise me if a demon.
Yeah, I had so many concerns. I already talked to him about it, but he was trying to sway the Chancellor's mind on that.
He was trying to sway the Chancellor.
Yes, to take a piece of the necromancer's flesh and feed it to himself and the other two demonkin.
Well, I had noticed he was salivating at the mouth sometime, but I thought that was something to do with his unhinged jaw, rather than the fact that you were carrying his lunch over your shoulder the whole bloody journey.
All right. Look, it's one. Listen, I understand they eat things; they'll eat anything. But of all things, the necromancer.
Why on earth would that be even something you consider? We have food.
I know.
We have other. Never mind.
Yep. That's what I thought. Sorry, we don't mean to keep you walking slowly, Caldwell. Let's get on the matter.
Where are we headed again? I've become quite distracted.
I'm not sure.
I would assume speaking to the Chancellor directly would be the proper...
Probably a fair shot. Good Lord. Is he on the edibles again, is he? Or...
I believe so.
I'll keep an eye on him.
Good.
Please do. Of all things, I love how a member of Team Umbra is chasing the two newly salted individuals. Well, it should be the other way around.
A rogue Madari. They're on their new task.
Aren't both of those assigned to Umbra as well?
They are. But my point is the fact that the older member shouldn't be chasing the newer ones around. If that makes sense.
Oh, hello, Professor.
Good day. Have you seen the Chancellor about by chance?
No. The last I ever saw of him was in the medical division, and seeing as most students have been injured today, beginning in Scuffle.
Very good.
Keeping watch on them.
In that case, thank you very much. Perhaps Professor Mordred by chance?
He was just over there, so I don't know where he is now.
I see.
Oh, actually, he might be teaching his linguistic classes, yeah?
His linguistic class? Well, in that case, he's probably within his classroom. I'm very interested to see what he's teaching.
Thank you for the information. How bad is this information, Caldwell?
It depends.
What, on further actions, or something we can prevent? Or inevitable?
I'll say we'll lean more towards inevitable.
Oh, brilliant.
Well, that does not make me very ecstatic. Have to do you?
Motej, Lothario. Any idea on the location of the Chancellor at all?
Nope.
Why did you say that so suspiciously?
That's just how I say nope. I haven't seen him.
Right, well, why is Lothariel gesturing just behind you then?
What? Wait, what? Am I the Chancellor?
Yes, Matesh. Congratulations on your promotion.
Oh my god.
We will now
I
heed
promise to
every
uphold this
command.
duty.
Good job. Good job. I'm proud of you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you believe that Miss Bellicosa said not too long ago to me that the reason that Ignis are running around all over the place and unable to stand still is because their minds are so fast their bodies struggle to keep up?
Or perhaps the opposite.
Knock knock, Chancellor?
You might not be there.
Doesn't seem like it. Did Lothariel say something about a garden of sorts? Lothariel say something about a garden? Why is
That
there...
might be the case.
Why is this room so headache-inducing? What's...
I'm getting a lot of it as well.
Yes.
I'll check the outdoors.
Must have been burning something in their medicinal classes.
Nothing outside.
No, nothing in here either.
Alright, I'd rather get out of this place. It's,
Yes, as would I.
Too many headaches. Alright. Oh, this might be harder than I thought.
Yes, maybe he's in the,
Is Professor Bombadil inside?
we didn't see him if he was, and he's usually a very audible fellow, so I doubt he's, around.
I'll check his class.
I don't suppose you've seen the Chancellor anywhere.
God damn it!
Excellent work, Madari.
I have not, sir.
I'd run duck and cover if I were you. That looks like a sharp one.
I need to go speak with Bombadil.
Maybe you should travel with your team. Ah, there he is. Yes.
My team's in their dorms.
Well, sending you out to face the Madari alone. My word. Very well done.
I'm impressed. I'm very much impressed that not a single soul on this campus knows where the Chancellor is.
I am as well.
One single person. I don't know whether that should be praised.
I'm going to check the staff lounge. Ah, just the man. We've been looking around all over for you.
Yes, it
For quite some time, unfortunately.
Yes.
Yes, unfortunately, we have proven to be a little bit busy.
I see.
Free at the moment.
Well,
Yes, I heard you went for a little foray into the forest with some of our students, chasing after Faye.
Yes. We'll just all keep a bit of an eye for students around us.
Are we
to speak here or somewhere quieter?
That'd be a good idea.
Alright.
well, the staff rooms are just behind us. Perhaps we can go in there. Unusual form.
I know.
Splendid. They learned from me.
I believe it's that snake's biology, yes.
Yes, probably. Just slithering up the path.
Disgusting.
Thank you, Chancellor. Thank you, Victaris. All right.
Now then.
So what did those damn spirits want?
First, it was supposed to be just King's Land, Anura, who the spirits were guiding. Then Ivan kind of just appeared. Seemed to be in a hurry.
Kind of
to
just
catch up.
appeared. That's a little concerning to me. That he just appeared,
Yes, I'm unsure.
walked past the barrier.
No, he was still within the barrier, but seems he chased one of the spirits all the way to the gate.
So you were with them before they all crossed the barrier?
I was with them. That's why I checked with you for permission to leave the barrier. Spirits were going somewhere.
Good to know.
It would seem. This is a surprise to me, as I didn't know we had one. Fairly powerful Fae. What was his name? Kerno? Something like that?
Yes. They
Called
have,
himself the God of the Forest.
I have read some of the notes, write-ups and such of the incidents prior. I know Mordred apparently made a big splash with them at some point. Ate one of them.
Right.
You mentioned that. Well, it would seem
Hungry man.
Ivian has met this Kerno before. And was asked to introduce him to our two other seers. Who's knocking?
I'll go have a look.
Interesting. So I know Ivian was a seer. And Kingsley had said as much, but Anora as well.
What would that be?
What does he? At least as far as Kerno said.
Interesting.
Wait. You need
It would seem he was wanting to speak to the seers. See if they trusted those who led them. The professors and staff here.
They asked Ivian,
They
of
said
all
yes.
people.
Ivian hesitated for a long while, but he eventually said yes.
Really?
It would seem something has been lost, and Kerno is going to be observing us for a while. See how untrustworthy we are.
How do we prove ourselves trustworthy to an invisible entity that spies upon us within our very walls? If there's anything, they have a very strange idea of trust.
Yes. I'd say first would most likely to be speak to Mordred. Minimize the chasing and eating of spirits and fae.
Say we do a little more
Mordred,
minimize.
the man who told a student to chase an unknown magical entity, the man who threatened to eat a necromancer corpse, and the man who was eaten students in the past, as well as, I believe, a fae now as well. This is the man we must entreat, so that he and Ivian, of all people, can conduct diplomacy with two students who have been here for scarce more than 2 weeks.
I was more make sure Mordred doesn't cause issues, and we continue those conversations.
All right, my apologies.
Away from the fae.
Was there anything I missed?
Yes, sorry.
My apologies.
Yes, actually, it's good that you have rejoined us, because it is apparent that we need to engage in diplomacy with this creature. Thankfully.
We're not too good with spirits. I'll have you know that, Chancellor.
Careful with your wording. This is a fae. You'll already be on a bad foot if you refer to it as a spirit.
That's my point. Even more so.
Oh, don't
We do
this
not
to
let go
me.
of these kinds of
Don't
things,
do
Jeff
this
and
to
I.
me.
I can try, but believe me, you would not rather pick me.
No. I have very little experience talking to spirits, or fae, evidently, but I also have no predisposition against them. If needs be, I shall consort with them and see if we can meet some equitable solution to whatever's going on. So they've neglected to tell us more about what this thing was that they were missing.
Yes, seems he wants to get everyone his trust first.
So,
Make sure we are trustworthy, then he'll tell us. However,
they're looking to hire us for a job.
essentially,
And what did he offer in return?
now, at the moment, while he observes, the forest is entirely ours to forage and hunt in. No animal inhabiting spirits or fae will leave his glen, so we don't have to worry about accidentally hunting one. They're not going to interfere with us if we try to gather, cut down trees, or hunt animals.
So they're holding us hostage, is that it? We prove ourselves trustworthy and find whatever this thing is, and in that case they will not attack us further, and then we are to be at his beck and call until such a time that he grows bored, is it? Or this is a delicate situation.
He said he'll be, yes, he said he'll be contacting us in a few moons' time. Now, for Faye, this is either a few days from now or a few,
Months. Yes.
Yes. No.
I am no seer. Will I be able to interface with these things?
With a Fae, yes.
I see.
Any spirits that are on our plane. Now, the good news, possibly. When he said when he next visits, it'll be most likely, if I had assumed, to tell us what he lost and ask us for help. However, he said he would also most likely bring boons.
Boons?
Payment?
Hmm.
Which, for a Fae, is a little tricky. This is anything from magic plants and ingredients to some very strong magic at our beck and call in certain situations.
Well,
I don't know how powerful this Kerno is, so got a wide range.
I dare say we're wanting for friends at this stage, and we're of little choice in the matter, so how do we prove ourselves trustworthy to Fae?
I imagine not fucking with them for one.
Well, that's a start.
Yeah.
I would imagine we should talk to the seers, or perhaps other paladins. They are close to spirits and fae. Some rites and rituals.
Oh no, I can see where this is going. That's why they asked the students. I know little of the Fae, but they're able to sense truths. Is that correct?
They have a strong way of sensing them.
Yes.
There's ways around it. Half-truths, as far as they are aware, are not lies. That's also why we have to be careful. Half-truths are not lies.
Understood. So they have approached the youngest of us, seers and new members, to see if we are trustworthy. For they are more likely to know our ilk than anything else. So therefore, in order to earn the trust of this entity that is holding us hostage, we have to be nice to the kids. Is that what you're saying?
We have to prove that we're actually doing what we say we do. So, lessons as usual. Punishments when punishments are needed. Not being overly mean or rude. However, as long as you can...
I'm never allowed any fun.
Of some sort.
Listen, the
As long as
last
you play it
thing
as a
we do
prank of
here
some
is...
sort, you'll be fine with the Fae.
The last thing we do here is to have fun, Professor. Of all things, unfortunately today, Nella and I have learned, more so than ever, that most squad captains don't understand what they're doing. They're not paying attention. Students are running amok. There is no sense of order, leadership. What else can I say? And for me to teach them appropriately, I have to do it the right way. Words are not enough anymore. Very strict, unfortunately.
And that is the point. As I said, do not be overly mean. Do not overstep what you need to do for teaching. However, as long as what you're doing is necessary for what you need to do. However, he said around the academy 3 times. As long as it is a necessity, the Fae will not see it as overstep.
And you're quite certain we can't shoot it?
I mean, I'm sure we could.
We could absolutely shoot it, yes.
Would it have the desired effect?
Not as much as you'd want, but yes. Shoot it enough times, even if Fae will go down.
Well, if this couple of moons stretches from months into years, how long will it impede our training here before it's satisfied?
That's my concern as well.
Not sure.
This is absolutely going to be a disaster for our curriculum.
If this becomes too much of a problem, then we can deal with these pesky spirits and Fae.
Yes. Play it as you feel like a Fae would want it. Don't overstep your bounds too much. For a few days. Beyond that, honestly, don't care anymore. Benefits and boons are well and good, but they haven't threatened hostility, and they have already offered the forest to us as payment for their watching us. If they wish to take it back now, they'd have to offer us a reason.
I propose a festival. I propose that the thing to do, to celebrate our recent successful endeavors, to win people on side and to raise morale to the point that our students are suitably elated and genuine in their assertions. We should throw some sort of celebration. The squads are now, well, mostly, shall we say, full. We have had a successful endeavor. If we held some sort of ceremony or festivity, then we may be able to speed up this process. Reward their good behavior, particularly Lumen and Ignis, within the recent endeavors, as well as in prior missions. Celebrate successes, showing that we are genuine in our concerns, and then, when the moon is all nice and jolly, hopefully we will be able to capture this spirit's attention. I dare say raising the morale of the men is a necessary step in any military outfit.
And we may have to announce it a few times, but definitely make a point to the fact we removed a necromancer.
Yes.
Even spirits.
An occultic user who was finding refuge within this Fae's own forest. That's got to count for something.
It definitely does. This is good.
I think one thing we should absolutely mention to students and, of course, staff as well is that it should not know that we're keeping that thing in the medical ward.
I think you're fully Josh.
I'm sure that wouldn't be happy. And to raise another point of concern, we have to find out its intentions as soon as possible. As soon as possible.
Well, a festival or celebration of sorts will do well to show that we do indeed reward well done missions, and this mission was, problems with Aqua aside, a resounding success. We managed to adapt and fight things out, and we came out without any casualties. Linvale is safe and secured, and indeed they did in fact gift us with what little food they had in order to have just such a celebration. We are amply stocked as it is anyway. I dare say it's about time we had some form of festivity. No?
I have no objections from me.
Then how about we have such a thing in the forest, somewhere outside the grounds, where we can make sure that this is all visible? A celebration of sorts.
Sounds fantastic. But are you sure you're okay with it, Octavian? That is very much no fun allowed zone.
Well, let's just say it's going to be more fun to break the spirits when they're happy. Think of it as like aged wine.
Well, you do realize it's a little fucked up, right?
Yes, I am also very fucked up. That's why.
As long as you understand that, okay.
I understand.
Yeah.
You know, we just had this conversation about staying away from like overt cruelty.
Listen, I'm trying my very hardest, but unfortunately, some students just don't learn. No matter how much you try to push it into their skulls. Unfortunately, these are the things that have to happen.
I had a discussion with Ulysses earlier today to that very effect. I said, listen, you may not like authority given your current experiences or whatever else, but you must understand it is not our intention or joy to want to rule over you with an iron fist forever. At a certain point,
absolutely,
as soon as you prove that you're capable and willing to work under your own autonomy, I don't want anything to bloody do with you. That is the purpose of what we're here for. You are to be trained up to become independent, to become your own unit, not requiring our constant oversight. We have a mutual goal.
I absolutely agree. But yes, Caldwell, you were going to mention something.
There's one concern. Colonel made a mention of a she. So I'm unsure if there's another powerful Fae out there.
And in what context did they mention this she? Or are they just petrifying me afraid of women?
Kingsley asked if he should continue giving small offerings to the Fae. Help boost relationships. Colonel nodded and said she would like that. So I'm unsure if this is a powerful Fae who is currently not nearby, or a powerful Fae that he knows or knew.
Either that or they're a vassal of sorts.
It does sound like it's another one. I mean, if they were to refer to offerings going to a different individual, that's my only assumption, that it is another Fae.
A fairly safe one, I would say.
He referred to himself as a god.
That could be it.
Gladly having offerings going to another, well, maybe something more powerful than him.
Or something it cares for very much. I doubt a god has much need of offerings. Perhaps there's someone it's trying to keep alive, or who benefits from it. A relationship of sorts. But this is all idle speculation.
Yes.
Just wanted to bring it up in case, since made a noticeable mention of she. So there may be more than one we're dealing with.
Awesome, we appreciate the information you've relayed. This is going to be difficult.
I think that dealing with the Fae is just another small test we have been handed. And another test we get to shove on to the students. In the new world, we shall be helping bring about dealing with the Fae is something that is undoubtedly needing to happen. And perhaps once again we can put on their training wheels.
And of course, we do need allies.
That we do.
Very well then. In that case, I'm going to go scare the students a bit and tell them that we're having a party. Shall we schedule it for tomorrow? 2 days' time? We wouldn't want the food to spoil that we've been gifted.
Not tomorrow. Give us a day to set up a little bit.
2 to 3 days' time then, maybe 4. See what happens. Very good. I will go and make the announcement at once. I'm sure. And hopefully nobody else has either consumed any poisons, chased any spirits around, eaten a necromancer's corpse, or any of the bloody rest of it in the meantime. Oh, also, just a couple of things to make aware. Umber are under strict instructions to kick Zuko in the balls if he scratches himself in public again. That is an order I have given them. And the Madari will be attacking Lumen ad hoc at random.
I noticed that.
I like those methods. I very much do.
They don't hang out as a team as much. I want to make them afraid to wander out alone. Anyway, I should be off. See you on. Mordred! What the fuck?
Ah, yes.
What? No, what's with the students out there?
What's wrong?
Well, this takes the fun out of it.
Inside as you open the door.
Yes, I sort of was, yes. Any particular reason you're waiting outside? Is this a queue of sorts, or what?
Octavian.
We're also waiting for Octavian, but for separate reasons.
I see. Well, I'll relay the message now then. We're going to have a party of sorts celebrating our most recent victory with the various food and other supplies that we've been supplied by Linvale. It'll be happening in about, probably by the end of the week, I would guess. So just be prepared for that.
Okay.
Hmm?
That's good. Yeah, because Terra is holding a party right now. They've invited us.
Are they indeed? Well, I'll go put a bullet in their ceiling. Do have a good day. Good day, Yuki. Yeah, so when I say tomorrow, as I said, there's a day between sessions, so that's going to be something that happens off screen.
I'm sorry, Kingsley. I'm sorry to have to do it to you.
Jackson, what is this? What do you mean there's no food?
Mr. Nether?
Good day. Making an announcement. Hello, gather round. Do come forward. Don't be alarmed. Yes, I come with news of a certain party. It is our intention to celebrate the most recent success that we've had over in Linvale. They have supplied us with ample food, and indeed we are looking to make good on that and affirm our relationship. As a reward for the excellent service of the students in the line of still an experienced battle over the last few days, we would like to commemorate your efforts with a festival of sorts. It'll be happening by the end of the week. We intend to go out of the ground, find a patch of woodland somewhere scenic, and have a merry old time of it. I trust that's agreeable to all of you. Excellent stuff then. In that case, please do spread the word around. Expect further notification in the coming days.
See, the dinner's been rescheduled.
Sure.
Anyways, Kingsley, it's not that there's no food. It's that, like, we're trying to reschedule it for the day after tomorrow. Thursday.
Miss Kite, may I bother you for a moment?
By all means.
One moment then.
Good evening, Professor.
Good evening. Right, I'll keep it nice and short. There's a fey entity in the forest, names themselves something of a god. They've got us in something of a bind. In order to make further progress with them, we need them to trust us, and they're using the students as a method of figuring out whether or not we're of good intentions or not. As such, we're going to try and butter them up, make them all feel nice and happy and jolly, win the spirit on side, and then see what's going on from there. So, yes, we have to be a little bit careful with our punishments at this time.
You mean making the students happy so that the Fae believe that we...
Yes.
I see. That is quite a bind.
It is indeed. They really have
The
us...
term offensive shall continue then.
Indeed it shall. We just have to be a little bit careful with not being too, strict in the meantime. Just keeping you in the loop. I'm sure Chancellor Malik, Octavian, or Acterus will be able to fill you in on further details. Good evening. Oh, Professor Bombadil, Andorra, I believe it was. We're having news of a festival we're holding at the end of the week. We're using some of the supplies that the Linvale individuals have had for us to have a cheery time of sorts, a celebration of victory within the forest. Do pass the word around.
Oh. Of course! Oh, this is quite exciting. I can make some fireworks. All right, I'll keep...
Bombadil?
The word. Yes?
Are you busy?
Just carrying a huge-ass book.
Very well. Go ahead. I'll fill him in later.
Man, he really is getting started with the Ventus. Does he really intend to put them through all that this evening?
That Lumen, you mean?
No, I am the one who's been tasked with Lumen. He's got Ventus, I believe.
He has, but I don't understand what he's doing with Lumen right now.
I don't understand much of what Bombadil does, if I'm honest. He gets drunk and sounds enthusiastic.
Makes good tea.
Yes, he does. Doesn't quite knock out necromancers at the speed I'd hoped it would, but otherwise I'm told it's quite flavourful.
Oh, I must see to my charges then.
Indeed. Well...
They're having somewhat of a team crisis at the moment.
Aren't they all?
Bother.
That looks like that part's over. There's some nice tea.
What was the book for, of interest?
How goes it?
Oh, it goes reasonably well. Am I able to take your ear for 1 second?
Sure.
Excellent.
Regarding the same thing that... yes, go on.
Most likely, yes. But we must retreat somewhere a little bit more private for that, if that's all right.
All right, back to my classroom then.
Well, I dare say we should be able to find somewhere more remote along the way. No need to go all the way back. Taulani, one thing quickly. We'll be holding a festival by the end of the week in the forest as a celebration of recent victories. Just pass the word around, if you would be so kind.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
We're gonna make fireworks. At the gazebo then. I'm sure nobody ever goes there.
Nobody ever goes to the gazebo. The terrifying creature.
Makes your eyes a little bit, painful.
It does. Many things do appear to today.
Not be even. Don't worry about it.
Lumen's up ahead. Move swiftly.
All right. I feel like I know what you're going to be talking to me about, but let's hear it.
Do you really? I'm most curious.
Try me.
Very good, then. Should be able to see if anyone's approaching us from here. so I'll keep my voice down for a moment. There is a godlike forest entity within the woods that's holding us somewhat hostage. It needs to trust us to know it can work with us and then offer us boons, and most importantly, not attack the school and still allow us use of the local woodland in order for foraging and supplies. Doubtless you're aware that being unable to go into the woods for anything would be very bad for your alchemy. In order to win it on side, it's using the in order to trust us, it's using the students. The Fae are able to sense whether ones are telling the truth or are indeed genuine, so we need the students to believe that we have their best interests in mind and that we are indeed trustworthy individuals. It is to this end that we must make sure we are not being too strict with our punishments, therefore to get the upper hand on this Fae bastard, so to speak.
I see. You know, this is the second time this has happened. I have no idea how we were able to do it the first time, but it looks like they're coming back for a second round.
Yes, and I dare say they will be for all time, unless something rather more permanent is done about it, but at the moment the bastards have us by the balls.
I do like collecting my ingredients. So you're telling me they have students on the whatchamacallit? Do we have a assigned ambassador for them, student-wise?
I believe I am to be going with the seers, and then it is me myself who will be talking to them. The good Octavian has religious issues, shall we say, concerning the spirits.
I see.
So, yes.
You'll find no luck with me, as I can't see them at all.
No, I believe I can't see spirits as well, but I can see the Fae. They're quite corporeal.
I see. Those were the weird flying things floating about.
Yes, I believe so.
I thought it was my eyesight.
Apparently there's a rather big one, and a notice of a larger, bigger one, potentially somewhere else in the forest. We're lacking intel, and, it's rather got the upper hand on us. We need to get the students on side believing we're genuine in order to get them back. So, yes. I don't suppose you,
Don't worry about that. Genuinity is my middle name. I can get these students to trust me.
Yes, it must be a name, because it's not a word.
But don't worry about it.
Very good. Well, I'm glad to hear that we have your support in this matter. I just wanted to keep you abreast. Should you require further details, you may speak, of course, to Acterus, Malik, or indeed Octavian. Is it true that Mordred wanted to eat the necromancer's corpse?
I wasn't there when it happened. You were there when it happened.
No. No, apparently he's expressed desire to that effect this very day.
Excuse me, what?
Yes.
I mean, he has eaten a couple of people in this academy before, but that's
yes, but apparently he's thirsting for frosted harpy.
Well, hopefully we don't... Well, if that's the case, we can offer her that one instead of the other one we have. The one that's still alive, beating.
But you would offer Kiki to Mordred?
I wasn't saying that. You said they were looking for a harpy, and I was just saying if the necromancer
I said eat. I was discussing Mordred's culinary tastes. He expressed a desire to eat nothing less than a mutated, rotting corpse of a necromancer. Is this usual for him?
Well, I'm not typecasting his race, but...
Well, try it. It feels good.
No. I'm trying to be nice here.
I see.
But, it's what they do, I guess. When they get
That's
hungry,
what they do. You think that they just so happen to have ice casters on hand to deep cool their chosen necromancer harpies. A delicacy for them, is it? They've got them lined up on a shelf.
I believe he's over there right now. Why don't we just ask him?
Why don't we? Let's do that. Good fucking lord.
All right, then.
Have we considered getting you some
He
sort
dunked
of
himself?
wheeled architecture or something like that? Or...
I have to keep myself active, or else I'll prune up into an old man. Don't worry about it.
I understand. There we go. Well, in that case, I shall walk slower.
Thank you for being considerate to your elders. Anyways,
Mordred.
we've got you wherever you want you, Professor Mordred.
We do indeed. Tell me, demonkind, the insectoid branch or otherwise, do you eat many harpies?
I wouldn't assume so. They're usually, flying around?
I have heard it said that you expressed a desire to eat the necromancer's corpse. Is that correct?
Well, it doesn't have to be the necromancer's corpse. It was just the freshest body that arrived here.
This was a rather straightforward conversation.
That's what I'm saying. Right. Yes, and it's... If we're talking about harpies, there's either the necromancer or Kiki, and I'd rather he eat the necromancer.
Also, I'm not sure. I think it's a bit construed. It's not me who's going to be eating the body. It would be Raum and Angeal.
Oh.
Did they bring this up, or did you?
Raum has, a couple of days ago, has given me a concern that he's starting to have his cravings for sentient beings, I guess. That would be the best word for it.
Ah. You know, a cow is a sentient being.
Is it?
I mean, yes. It can think for itself. I'm sure that's sentience enough. Unless you're talking about higher being sentience, where they can think for themselves, have speech, then that's a different story.
So, Raum and Angel have both expressed a desire to eat the meat of sentient races. Is that correct?
Not Angeal, but if Raum is having his cravings.
Raum is.
He's of a younger gen.
Very good. I think I need to go have a little conversation with Raum about his urges.
Of course. Best that you keep it in check. Also, Professor Mordred, you should probably also keep it in check.
Hello.
I'm sure you can handle your urges, but the younger generation needs to...
Is there a party still going on or no?
There will be a party going on in a few days, yes.
You know.
We're going to prepare a festival of sorts. Why are you in the trees?
We need to gather up some students for a task.
I was having a conversation with Ignis's captain.
Sure.
I see. Has he washed his balls yet?
Anyone we can find.
What?
Never mind. I need to talk to Raum about his primordial urges. Apparently he's of a certain age.
Do you know about that?
This isn't something to drop on somebody.
I didn't want to do this today. I didn't. I really, really didn't.
Do what?
That's our job as professors.
Well, do you know what? Why not? You're a noble. It might be worth you getting your eyes out here as well. Come with me, Stella. We'll put this to rights together. Mordred, do you wish to come along as well, or no? No, it's fine. We'll get on with it. Can't fucking believe today. Good day, Kingsley. I don't suppose you've seen Raum anywhere.
Raum? Actually, they're at Team Terra right now.
Oh, God. Then it might be too late. Team Terra, let's go. We must go.
Yes, come on in.
Is Raum in there? I need to talk with him immediately. Thank you kindly. Raum! Excellent news. I have been told you have been having some concerning urges related to your age, and I would like to speak to you about it at once.
My age, sir?
Yes, I understand that you have been looking to eat your fellow man. Is this correct?
What? I'm sorry.
Raum, come with me.
Wait, so there are more people like Lethariel?
Very good. So. Oh, do go on. Give us some privacy. Fuck off, both of you. Can't you tell this is a sensitive matter?
I'm just saying it's absolutely normal. If it's what I think it is, it's normal. Okay, I don't know what they play in Essex.
Oh, we can't get a break today, are we? Anyway, sir.
Oh, you can't get a break. Do tell me what sort of day you've had today, Raum.
I mean, probably not anything comparable to your day, sir.
No, I'm most curious. Do go on.
Sense of feeling that my team is in shambles. I've been betrayed by my own team, and I'm wondering why I'm still here.
And you just thought you'd sum it all up with your sensations to eat sentient beings. Is that correct?
With all due respect, sir, this was a private matter that I discussed with Professor Morgan
It
because
is
of my lineage.
a private matter because of your lineage. Do tell me, I'm most curious, what counts as a sentient being to you? Would you eat Stella?
In terms of starvation, I'm not gonna lie, yes.
Interesting. How do you feel about this information?
Horrified and appalled.
And I think that's probably an expected matter. I understand there was a little bit of a discussion that was had between you, Mordred, and Angeal about eating the necromancer's corpse. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct, sir.
Is it not correct? Then what happened?
I have no knowledge about anything about eating the which is the necromancer's corpse, sir. Also, I did not know that Angeal was involved in this matter. I thought this was a private matter between me and Mordred.
So why on earth would Mordred, when confronted about his desire to eat the necromancer's corpse, would he pin it on you and your urges?
Me personally, sir?
Yes, you and Angeal. I have to say, when I heard you around Terra's Dawn with their presence of Viking, I feared the worst.
Personally, sir, I think it's a ridiculous notion to eat a corpse that is still walking around, especially a necromancer.
I see.
It does not sound tasteful to me at all, and if you even suspect me of even thinking about eating that, you might as well shoot me in between my eyes.
I noticed that you're salivating a little bit and struggling to pronounce your words. Is that related at all? Has all this talk of walking around meat sort of got you
a
little bit hungry in the mouth?
Sir.
Pure disgust that has got you salivating at the mouth.
Maybe it's also the fact that I am drunk, sir.
I see. Well, that is all well and good. Is it a good idea for you to be drunk with your current condition?
Yes, sir, because I do not have the urges now.
You don't have the urges now. So if we keep you drunk, you will not want to eat anyone. The Madari can sleep safely.
No, I have my ways of keeping down my urges, sir.
And how would that be exactly?
My family lineage is from a bird, if we're Darksburg, a bird race, we can survive on fish only.
I see.
I've simply discussed my urges of simply like demonic bloodline with Mordred in trust, but it seems that trust has been completely betrayed. Thank you for letting me know.
Well, that we have it. I've always been deeply curious about demons, and of course our decision to include them here on campus. I had known that you had certain proclivities in the past, but never did I dream that it was such an undergrowing thing. I thought that perhaps it was some sort of symptom of living underground, scarce food supplies and that sort of stuff. But you're telling me that it is, in fact, a carnal urge you have to eat sentient man.
I've been told that, sir. That's how we've been grown. That's how we've been raised.
Good fucking lord. Fair enough. I will need to talk to Malik about
I feel
this.
like it's necessary, sir, to put me under some kind of restrictions to make me seem more trustworthy. Please do so.
Do you think that that's going to be required, or that it's suitable to have such things on hand? Obviously, this is rather distressing, knowing that there's...
I'm simply putting the option forward because the last thing I want at this moment is to put distrust between me and the teachers and my fellow students, sir.
Indeed. Right. Well, Mordred's over there, should you...
do anything to just get that trust through.
Good. Well, I am new to working with demons myself. I will say that I've had my reservations, and my experience of Mordred thus far has been, how shall we say, an eclectic mix, to say the least. You know that earlier this very day he told a student to chase after an unknown magical entity, completely unaware of what it was.
No, sir.
Not only that, but I learned that he's been trying to eat the corpse, and that he's been talking and conspiring with his fellow demon kind about eating other people as well. This is a most concerning turn-up for the books. Well, thank you very much for your candidness.
Lastly, sir, I have never been informed nor in any kind of conversation that I would even think about eating or attacking a fellow student and or member of this institution, sir.
Well, I am very glad to hear it indeed.
I swear that with a dagger on my heart.
This has given us lots to think about, and clearly you've upset Stella here, so I shall leave you to the rest of your evening. Do enjoy the party, and if you do feel slightly peckish, I would invite you to make use of the nibbles. And that doesn't mean the Viking. Have a good evening.
I was not thinking that, sir. Please, get serious.
Are you enjoying the floor? Is there a reason that you're doing this as opposed to your bed? Right.
Will never be what you're looking for.
Maybe in the school?
I will check that out then. Right, thank you, Professor Dell.
Good day.
Gotta go check the school now.
Well, that was a very enlightening conversation I just had with Raum.
Right.
Yes, apparently he told you that in confidence. He's very upset.
Well, you're confronting me about it. How else am I supposed to deal with it?
Oh, I don't know. You could have mentioned it was in confidence, so I didn't pass it on. Either way, I'm very new to working with demons, and I have to say I'm very concerned about what I've seen thus far. The time you've been here, you have been drunk on the job multiple times. You have threatened to eat a necromancer's corpse. You have told a student to chase after an unknown magical entity. Is there more I should add to the list?
Let's see. No.
No? That's enough. That's quite all right. So, would you agree that this is a somewhat distressing thing for someone who has worked with you for really a few weeks?
Let's see. Should you be concerned with my activities? Yes.
You're telling me I should be concerned about your activities. Is there also a real threat of yourself and Jill, or indeed Realm, consuming a sentient creature given in natural urges? Is that a thing that should be concerning?
Me? No. I've been fortunate enough to be able to hold my urges.
I see.
Angel and Realm? Maybe some discipline or some type of training would be beneficial.
Training would be beneficial. I did ask Realm whether or not it would be good to have a system of restraints on hand, and he, offered that up. So you're telling me that at present you believe there is a genuine threat that Realm and Angel both pose a threat to the remainder of the student population. Is that correct?
To the student population, no. I believe not. They've been here for what? Same amount of days as you've been? If they've been, holding out for their urges this long? Who would say how long it will take for them to, or how long they can hold on?
Interesting. Well, that's just very... I don't know what to make of this, Mordred. I'm gonna be quite honest. I was very curious about the idea of, working alongside demons. It is a curious thing to say the least, but there are many things that are going on in this campus that I dare say I do not quite agree with. But in there right now, untested individuals who you believe may require further training are getting drunk and losing their inhibitions. Is that a good idea, do you think?
I'm not sure you're aware of this before, Neller, but Realm, I believe, should have been participating in other festivities before this current one. Whether or not he gets drunk and loses his inhibitions and he starts having more urges than before.
I see. And do you intend to do anything about this?
Of course.
Such as?
To satiate. Well, the first idea was to, satiate their hunger. Didn't have to be the necromancer, could have been just anybody. I wouldn't say the, undead bodies, they've been out for too long. Probably been rotten.
Right. Lynn Vale's recently deceased. I see. I need to have a conversation with the Chancellor, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you very much for being open with me about this, Mordred. It has been a most enlightening and, I believe, fruitful cultural exchange. Have a very pleasant evening.